relationship talk in Brian and I's case.
All right, we are going. So let's go ahead and get started if everybody is ready. Okay. All right. So I put up the Silver District map so you guys can kind of see where you're at. Right
so
now.
Tiny.
Yeah, you guys are real teeny tiny. On building 23, that is where you and Genevieve are. And on building number 11 in the backside on the bridge, that's where Xavier, Lindel, and Safkaen are. And if you use your ruler, your ruler is pretty accurate right now. The channel crossing should be about 200 feet, so that's about right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, the bridge is 200 feet, so that's pretty close.
We really
the
are.
dimension door right to us. Like,
We're not even sure expectations. We're like minuscule expectations right now.
Yes.
Teeny tiny
Microscopic
expectations.
barely visible expectations.
Barely visible.
Not quite expectations.
Yes. All right. So last time, you reconvened after a couple of days spent shopping and exploring Gold District and retrofitting your new mansion. In the evening, you all spent some time discussing your next course of action and then headed out to dinner as the Horticulture Guild, the Masons Guild, and some other laborers continued construction of a pool and habitat for Xavier and a garden outside. So making your way to the Leafy Green, you dined on fine food and drink. And during the meal, Foreteller echoed in your heads a reminder that he is still somewhere, trapped, and still linked to your collective consciousness. For some reason, Genevieve could also hear him. After dinner, you, Lindel, and Genevieve returned to the mansion, while Xavier and Safkaen, with Trevor in tow, found their way into a secret hatch at the bottom of the crossing channel and went in. You were sucked down a diagonal chute and eventually ducked inside a side tunnel of the sewer that led up underneath the Silver Bridge. A tunnel led to the hole in the wall inside Landlinan's Pack Rat's general store. Safkaen was the only one that managed to slip through and tiptoe her way over to Landlinan and steal the keys in order to get out through the front door. He remained asleep on one of the piles of junk in the store as Safkaen went back and got Lindel so that she could free Trevor from the sewer. Trevor was the only one who couldn't fit through that little tiny squeeze hole. So Xavier stayed behind. And let's see. Eventually, you guys made your way back to the bridge, narrowly avoiding the guards. I think you were in giant owl form, and you flew underneath, and you kind of hung out behind the guard station as the guards came out and kind of shouted across to the other guard at the Chamber of Commerce building. Eventually, they all went back inside. Knocking on the outside of the stone shell of the bridge, you located one another, and Lindel returned Trevor, I believe, to his staff form. And now, gripping the staff, Xavier attempted to climb up the narrow incline when he heard squeaking noises. And upon throwing some cheese into the darkness, a voice returned, rattling inside Xavier's head. "We don't eat cheese, we eat brains." So now Xavier finds himself in an interesting situation. Lindel and Safkaen, unaware of this development, are up on top of the bridge, while a very drunk Genevieve and you sit in their rooms back at the mansion. So first, you and Genevieve, are you going to sleep?
Yeah.
It's
Did
not
we drink a
choice.
lot? Okay.
I don't think you drank as much as Genevieve did.
It's not a choice.
I was nervous around strangers, still getting to know you.
Is she like pass out drunk? Should I go stand in her room and make sure
No,
she doesn't
same.
throw
But
up?
I think she's out.
make sure she's in a recovery position in case she vomits. Like,
Good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
hanging
make
over the edge of
sure
the bed or something.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right. So you and Genevieve are going to drift off to sleep.
Before
yeah.
you goes to bed, she's gonna do her find familiar spell and bring back.
That ritual
Krampus.
takes how long?
Just like an hour. I'll do it before
Takes
bed.
an hour. Okay. I'll say that you got through about a half an hour of it.
What?
at this point. Because
yeah.
Safkaen had to come back and retrieve Lindel and go back to the bridge. So yeah, you're about halfway through this. It's about 30 minutes.
I'm drunkenly bringing Krampus back. She might not be a bird. We'll see what happens.
Maybe a little bit further. You guys, you spent quite a bit of time underneath there, kind of going back and forth. Maybe more like 45-ish minutes. You still got about 15 minutes to get to the end of your spell.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Genevieve, I'm guessing you have passed out. Okay. Let me roll some dice real quick.
Roll for side effects.
All right, Genevieve, we'll pick this up in a second, but something is going to happen when you go to sleep. Okay,
Ooh.
so meanwhile, back on top, Xavier, what would you like to do?
Are the rats actively pursuing me?
You don't know what is calling to you from the darkness.
Okay, I'm guessing they're rats because I heard the squeaking, right?
Yeah, you heard some squeaking noises. You have dark vision, and you would see some movement. Roll a perception check for me.
Perception. Oh crud! Hang on. I don't have my dice. So. The dice roller. $19.
19, very good. Yeah, you see some skittering around. It looks like rats. You do notice, though, the heads of the rats look a little bit odd. They're kind of like emitting a kind of a faint glow. It's very strange.
A faint glow.
Mm.
Would I have any idea what these things are?
Roll a nature check for me.
A nature check.
Tell you what, I'll give you advantage on this one.
Okay.
Because you live in sub 2.
I can do better. So 18 was my high.
Mm-hmm. With nature?
Hang on, I'm looking. My nature is +6, so it's a 24.
24. You've seen creatures like this in the deep dark before. You've never encountered this many of them before, but you have heard of rats that are controlled by creatures of the Underdark.
Rats that are controlled by creatures of the Underdark.
Yes, and they
What would
sometimes venture up into the sub levels.
Do I know what they would be controlled by?
No.
Rat folk.
Seems bad.
I'm gonna yell up. I'm gonna keep moving, but as I'm climbing, I'm gonna yell up. There seems to be some sort of rat creatures down here, talking to me telepathically. It is a bit worrisome.
Lindel and Safkaen, roll a perception check.
Are you still at the bottom, Xavier?
Am I? How far have I made it?
Like, are you calling?
Not very far. You're just now starting to squeeze into that tunnel.
Can we hear him?
That's what the perception checks are for.
Ah! Give me 1 second to find my stupid.
Lindel, you do hear
character.
some muffled voices. It sounds like Xavier's trying to communicate with you. You can't really make out what he's saying, though.
Okay. Can I tell if he sounds like alarmed, or is he like trying to talk, or is he like, ah?
From what you have experienced with Xavier, he never really shows alarm. The tone of his voice is almost always the same in any situation.
Dirty
That's
20.
super helpful.
What did you get, Safkaen?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, with your sonar-like fishy hearing, you make out through the rumbling of the stones as you place your hand on them a couple of words. You make out "talking to me," "creatures," and that's about it.
I think Xavier might be in trouble. He's saying that creatures are talking to him. As far as I was aware, the only creatures down there are rats. Something worse than rats.
David?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what if they're friendly rats? What if they want to be his friend?
Friendly
gonna-
rats?
I'd like to use one of my abilities.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to create an illusion of me falling from the ladder and landing prone on the ground to kind of test or judge what the thing might do if I did fall.
Okay. There's not a ladder. What it is a small kind of a tunnel that tapers in and gets narrower on the side of the main tunnel, almost like it's a sewer drain that kind of arcs up over the bridge. And what you're trying to do is squeeze into this drainage tube and crawl up it through the slimy kind of moss surface. But you can try and squeeze up there and then create an illusion to make it look like you're tumbling back down.
Okay, that's
So
what
first, what I need you to do is roll a dexterity check for me to see how you get up the tunnel, especially since you're gripping the staff.
Can I
Make sure you're not actually tumbling down.
use acrobatics?
Yeah, you can use acrobatics.
I need to
I'm
find my...
pretty sure these rats are not friendly, Lindel, because they full on attacked me before. I don't think friendly rats attack people.
Oh, shit. Well, we should get to him as soon as possible then. Let's go.
You want to just fall down there?
Well, no, we have to go in through the entrance of the thing, and then we have to go past the sleeping guy, and then we have to, yeah.
Immediately, you guys hear the door to the guard tower open again. All right, I know I heard something. You hear two armored guards come back out. You see the glow of their torchlight through the alleyway between the guard tower and Lanlanen's shop. Immediately, you guys kind of hush your voices as they spread out and start searching the bridge area. I'd like both of you to make stealth checks for me.
And I did say at the end of the last time, I gave Saf Blessings of the Trickster.
Yeah.
Right? So you get advantage on your stealth check.
Yay!
And I have my cloak.
Oh, I got the same amount either way. 15.
Xavier, your illusion won't do much good, as it seems
20.
you yourself have slid back down and tumbled onto the ground just as you were planning on doing with an illusion. So you are going to find out what the rats will do in just a second.
Fair enough.
All right, so we've got a... so you rolled with advantage, Lindel?
I have my cloak of the elven kind.
So we're looking at a 20?
Dirty 20, yep.
Okay, dirty 20. And Safkaen?
15.
15, okay. The two of you think you're pretty stealthy, kind of sticking to the shadows behind the building there. It looks like there's quite a drop off the edge of that ledge that you guys are standing on, and the breeze is quite chilly at this time of night, and kind of huddle against the edge of the building, shivering a little bit, trying not to let your teeth chatter. The guards don't seem to be looking that way right now. Okay, so Xavier, you tumble backward onto the ground.
Okay.
Who drew that really cute bat-eared rabbit thing?
I think that's what Krampus is going to come back like.
She's
It'd be
just
like this
drunk
funny
and
That'd be funny. Every time Krampus comes back, there's a weird deformity that gets worse and worse.
No! Please let Krampus come back as that little bat thing. It's so cute!
well, you've seen me drunk, Jenny, so you can just imagine she's like holding her head above her pillow.
All right, so Xavier, as you tumble backward into the sewer, you kind of hit your butt on the cobblestone of the sewer bottom. As you lift yourself back up, you kind of tilt your head up, and right in front of you, you see there's a very large rat staring right at you. Its brain exposed, faintly glowing with a purplish light. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Wisdom saving.
Yeah!
Can I say anything to it?
Not right now.
Set up. Okay. D20. What's my wisdom save? +6. D20 plus. I got a 16.
16. Okay. The eyes, as you stare into them, they have a weird kind of hypnotic effect. You can feel it piercing into your mind, but as it does, you, with the power of nature, you push this out of your whatever you have in your head, whether it's a brain or not. You push it out.
The power of nature compels you.
Resist whatever it's trying to do. And as you do, I need you to roll initiative.
Well,
Time to turn Trevor back from a staff into a snake again. We're coming, Xavier, just wait.
Ooh, hang on a second. I get to roll again. Woohoo! That's better.
Much
19.
better. Yeah. All right, you're up first. So, as you stare down this very large rat creature with its brain exposed, you can hear the skittering sounds of several others in the darkness. But this one's right on you, and it begins to show its teeth. What would you like to do?
I am going to. I'm going to use my Fey presence. And each creature within a 10-foot cube from you must make a Wisdom saving throw DC 15 or become charmed or frightened by the end of your turn. I'm going to try to charm
or frightened. Okay.
But I'm going to say I am not human or humanoid and do not have brains for you to feast upon. Perhaps you should find your meal elsewhere.
Your Fey presence, it glows around you with just an anger of the Feywild radiating out from you, but it seems to have absolutely no effect.
No.
As the rat continues to snarl inches from you.
It's alright, let it fall on your head.
Do I still get an action?
What is that your action to use your Fey presence?
Oh yeah, it is as an action. Okay.
So you'd have bonus action and movement still.
Movement. He is going to try and. How far up is the tunnel? Do I think they could reach it if I start trying to go back up it?
Nice.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's going to slow you down trying to squeeze through it and not slip back down.
But could they get up to it? Are they like big enough that they could go up the?
Yeah, definitely. They're small enough to fit through.
Okay. That would give
you yourself are maybe about 10 feet away from the ledge that leads up into the kind of pipe that goes up behind Landlan's shop.
I'm just gonna put some distance between me and the rats.
Okay.
30 feet, kind of back away from them.
30 feet back away. Okay, so you don't want to go up the chute that goes up.
No, because they'll end up catching me, and I won't be able to fight as well.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. On the map, I'm going to kind of show you where you're going. If you're going to go back 30 feet, that would put you right about here.
Oh, okay. Can't get a hold of my guy. There we go.
Okay.
So
the tube goes up around this direction behind the stores, and it angles up. So what you're doing is you're heading down the sewer this direction. There is a wall right here where I'm drawing, and it looks like kind of a little bit of ways from you, maybe about 15 feet away, there's an entrance to some other chamber this direction.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to get some fighting distance between me and the rats.
All right. So the rats are way up there. Let's see. see if I've got rats. I think I do.
You should do. We've fought them before. A
Yeah,
lot.
I think you guys have fought these. Yeah. Ta-da.
What? What is that? Why is there this small brown stick man?
You
Yeah, who's this?
unpleasant.
Okay.
He's the guy with the
Right
lantern.
there.
Disappearing.
This thing?
What's that? What's happening here?
Little
Hello.
brown
Some
guy?
drawings. There's drawings. Okay. All right. So you end right there. The rat does not strike out at you as you move away from its range. It instead turns around and joins the rest of its swarm. But then you hear the pitter-patter of little feet begin to rush toward you as they move in. Let's see here. Yeah. As they come into view, you can see there are almost 30 of these rats. And all of them begin to kind of form a semicircular U around you and try to trap you in. And as they do, I need you to roll another wisdom saving throw.
Mhm. Plus 6. 20 plus 6. No! Where are
Oh.
my dice? Damn it!
Where are your dice?
Xavier, in your mind, you all of a sudden hear, "Join us. You are one of us.
Nope.
Please, come with us. Meet our master." And now you feel compelled to go with your friends.
I can tell my other friends where I'm going though.
You're actually excited. You're excited to meet whoever your friend's friend is, whoever their master is. Cannot wait. You are, let's see, charmed. Let's see, for 1 hour. Let's see.
No, I need my dice, please.
Is this your dice?
No,
I'd be really good at this.
it's the brown bag.
So the command that they have given you is "come with us."
To meet their master. I'm gonna go meet their master. Can I yell at my friends and say, I'm going with some friends to meet someone. I'll be back soon.
You cannot. You can
can't?
only go with them. Nope.
Damn it.
You pretty much can only do what they have asked you to do.
Don't I get a bonus versus save it versus
I'm gonna need to read up on this actually, because let's see here.
I thought I had some versus but it wouldn't matter with a rolling a natural.
Let me see if there's anything you can do like on your turn or anything.
Adrian.
You got it? You got it, Jenny? You got it?
Marlene, why we
Okay, Kit,
That's right.
Xavier only, he can only do the actions that the swarm chooses. You cannot do anything. You cannot do anything that they don't allow you to do.
Crap.
They can't make you hurt yourself either, right?
They can cause you to use your reaction, and you can only do what they have commanded you to do until it is complete.
Until it's complete. So once
right.
I meet their master, I can stop listening to them?
After that happens, you will defend the swarm and do your best to preserve them and yourself.
Okay.
All right.
And this is how we lose Xavier.
Alright. So we are now out of initiative order.
Uh-uh.
Meanwhile, back up on the surface, it goes quiet. Safkaen and Lindel, you crouch against the wall as the guards do their patrol around the building and eventually make their way back inside, closing the door. What would you like to do?
Quickly. Show me the way inside. Come on, let's go.
Do I still have the staff? Do I still have?
Yes.
This way. Sneaky. I'm going to be sneaky as I run towards Lananan's shop.
That's two.
All right, you guys, you sneak around the corner, kind of watching. Roll a perception check for me, both of you.
17.
15.
The coast looks pretty clear. You can see across the way there is a guard still outside the Chamber of Commerce, but the view of Landlanan's shop is blocked by a big signboard. The posting that all of the ads and like wanted posters and things like that are on. You think you could probably sneak around and get into Building 12.
There's my face.
Is there 12 Lananan's shop?
What's
I thought like 6 was his shop, or 5.
No, building number 12 is Landlanan's shop. Building number 11 is a guard tower.
Okay. So we're gonna sneak to the door.
So you guys make your way around to the door of Landlanan's shop. There you are in front of it. What would you like to do?
Kind of like
Is it
very gently.
Okay. Yeah, the door is still unlocked. You did not lock it on the way out. So you open it up and crack it open, and peering inside, you can see Landlanan still asleep there on a pile of junk.
Land is the man.
So you make your way inside. Do you close the door behind you?
Very quietly.
Very quietly. Okay. Make a stealth check for me one more time, both of you.
With advantage. Ooh, I
20.
reroll all ones. 17.
Okay. And Safkaen?
21.
21. Very good. You guys seem to be pretty careful stepping around. Safkaen, you kind of show him where to put his feet, put her feet, sorry, so that you guys don't step on any of the clutter, make any of the piles kind of, avalanche down or anything like that. Eventually, you make it over to the cleaner area that you had cleaned earlier that day, and make your way over to the hole, which has since melted away. And there's just a little bit of water on the floor. You see a bit of soapy suds kind of inside the wall, and there's a little bit of a breeze that rushes through the hole, making a little sound.
That's so cool. I wish I could whistle. I can't whistle.
Wait, I don't see them. Where are they?
In here. Come. And
Okay.
I'll like crawl into the hole.
All right, yeah, you crawl into the hole. Lindel, do you follow?
Absolutely.
All right. As you guys are crawling into the hole in the sewer chute that goes behind the shop, Xavier, the rats have taken you. Let's go to a sidebar real quick.
Damn it.
No!
He's all hive mind.
Okay.
All right. So, the rats that have surrounded you are now leading you in a circle around you. You feel at home and peaceful like you've never done before, and you can hear the little sounds of chittering and chattering and in rat language in your head. You feel like you're part of something bigger, almost like you don't have to work as hard for yourself anymore. You've got friends that will do it for you. You've got a team. It's unlike anything you've ever felt before, and it feels so warm and comfortable. At the same time, you can feel the presence of a larger consciousness, something distant, something kind of far away. It's pulling you towards it, and it feels warm, and you want to go. You want to meet it. You follow the rats down the sewer, back down to the diagonal tunnel that leads into the darkness. You follow the rats deeper and deeper down the hall, eventually making your way to what seems like a large sewer grate with a cascading waterfall of sewage, water. The smell doesn't bother you. It seems familiar. It seems like home.
Can I at least know what direction I've gone? Do I know if I'm heading like
back the way you came?
Crossing or back the way I came. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so back the way you came, you make it your way to that T intersection with that diagonal chute that leads downward. The rats know exactly where to stand, and they help you down so that you don't slip and fall.
Really?
Yeah, you make your way down to where that cascading waterfall is. Looking over the edge, you can see kind of a chasm that leads down maybe 40 feet, and across is maybe only about 20, 25 feet. And there's a little ledge on the right side that wraps around the chasm. You follow with the rats, and you can see across the chasm it looks like there's some sort of a structure. Looks almost like an old citadel or castle of some sort, deep underground. Looks a little bit in disrepair, but you don't think much of it.
Are we still in sub
1? You think you are in sub 1, yeah. Roundabouts.
Okay.
Eventually, you make your way to where the ledge on the cliff face begins to bend downward and lead almost to like the base of the chasm where the water is rushing past. And there's a tunnel. And you enter the tunnel, and that's about the point where we'll cut back. But as you enter the tunnel, you can feel this presence approaching. You can feel it's getting closer. And
so is the
instead
tunnel...
of... Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay.
Is the tunnel heading into... Are we going into the Citadel?
No. It's across from it.
Okay. And the tunnel is going back into the side of the chasm.
You've taken all right turns. Almost like you're spiraling downward.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
So you take another right turn away from the citadel castle structure at the bottom of a ravine into a cave that leads you further downward.
Oh, okay.
And as you enter this cave, you can feel that presence approaching, coming closer. But instead of this concept of mother that you've been attached to for so long, you now feel the presence of father. My father. It's a new concept for you, but it feels right somehow.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to cut back.
Damn it.
The island they chose for the first survivor was actually covered in banana trees and had pineapple, and they had to go in there and cut all of that out to make it scarcity, because all of the Palauans are you could live on that island for the rest of your life and never have a scarce day. Is totally not a survivor situation. And so they had to make
it scarce.
They had to make it fake drama, because it was covered in food. They said it was just fruit trees. The entire island is fruit trees. And so, the island, Brian, did you stay at the really big resort? It's called PRK, Palau Resort.
No, that's not what I gotta look. Keep going though.
Yeah, so I was at the biggest resort because I was working for a lady for the CDC, right? Our center of disease control. And so we were at this big resort. The island that they shot Palau, the first survivor on, you could see the resort from. So they're all out there eating rats. And then from the resort, people are having like lobster dinners. Like, what's filming out there? Like it was totally fabricated.
Just like toss a lobster tail, just like
yeah, just out into the water. Yeah, because they said all of the execs, all of the producers and stuff were at the resort, you know, just chilling, having great times, while those poor people are out there eating like bull testicles.
That's amazing. That's actually incredible.
Oh, Survivor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they
So,
replant
we're back.
everything they destroyed?
Huh?
Did they replant everything they destroyed? For the trees then?
No, I don't think they really did. Like they were really mad. The native. I was talking to the Palauans that worked at the resort, because, and they were just like that. They were pretty pissed off about it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Go on.
Sorry, David. Go ahead.
All right, so we're back. So Lindel and Safkaen, you've made your way through the hole. What would you like to do?
we're in the
When we
sewers.
get to, like, the area that I had kind of climbed up from before,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna sort of cool down and be like, Xavier?
You make your way down,
Oh,
and your voice
Yeah.
echoes into the sewer shaft, and you just hear your own voice come back, Xavier, but no answer.
Is something wrong? Are they hiding?
hmm.
Nope. This is not. Is this a problem, Saf? Do we have a problem?
I mean, this is where I left him. Down, but here.
Instant as cast locate object on Trevor.
Ah.
You cast locate object on Trevor. What is the distance on that?
Far.
Well, it hasn't been. It's very far. We haven't been
Near,
sticking around for
far,
very long.
wherever
1,000 feet. 1,000
1,000
feet.
Yeah.
It pings, your sense pings right about here.
Where? Okay.
That's just-
I'm gonna grab Safkaen's hand. I'm just gonna look her dead in the eyes as my cutie pie magical girl halfling serious face as best I can. Be like,
Aw.
run! And I'm just gonna grab her hand and I'm just gonna start running down the sewers.
Fly, you
Fast as I can.
fools!
What?
Just
We're
looking
just,
at-
like, wall
Yep.
running.
So you double time it down the. You actually just sit on your butts and slide down the moss.
Turn into a bird or something.
I
You
don't know this.
slide
Actually, this way.
around the little sewer shaft, kind of hitting your butts on the ground when you fall off the ledge at the other end, down at the bottom, right here. When you make your way there, you can feel that Xavier is close by, just around this corner, and you make your way down this sewer shaft that leads this direction. And when you get to the edge of the tunnel, you remember, Safkaen, this is where it opens up into almost like a diagonal drop, where water can flush down this system into the lower levels of Liberty. You kind of stop at the edge, looking down into this almost 45-degree angle drop. What would you like to do?
Where's my ping still? I'm still concentrating on my spell.
Yeah, it's still pinging. It's moved a little bit away, but it's heading this direction, down this chute.
Safkaen, they're still moving straight ahead. We gotta keep going.
I mean, all I remember is that there's some kind of split, and there was a lot of water, and you can't swim.
Are you kidding me? I'm very small.
I guess you can, if we get into water, you can climb on my back or something.
You're getting away. Come on.
There's a whole lot of instances of players mounting other players as rides in this game.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
You have crazy fast speed, right?
Yes.
What's your running speed?
Is running double.
Or I guess what's your walking speed? Sorry.
Yeah, whatever your
Walking
movement
speed.
speed is.
45.
Double. 45, so
45?
90.
Okay, Lindel's just gonna climb on now, if that's okay with you. So speed this up a little bit.
I'm just gonna go and look at him and be like,
Yes,
Thank you.
please come rescue the stick.
The stick!
I'm gonna like take rope out from my bag and like string it around Lindel and kind of make like a sort of Lindel backpack to hold her more snugly on.
All right.
Thank you.
Roll an intelligence check for me.
You're not smart enough to make a pack.
I'm helping.
Okay,
I
with
want to.
advantage. Roll me an intelligence check with
I'm
advantage.
good. You gotta like, and then over here, and then.
With advantage, I got 13.
13. You take out the rope and you struggle with it a little bit, and then you just decide to wrap Lindel up in his cloak and wear it like a papoose.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
you just kind of wind up the edges and tie them around your back and tie a knot, and there you go. Lindel's in a little like baby papoose around the front as you head out over the ledge.
Let's go. Quick.
How do you want to traverse this incline?
So describe it to me again, please.
It is a drop into a 45-degree angle tunnel that is slick on the bottom with like brackish seawater and moss. And on the sides, what's that?
Sorry, I was gonna say, could she freeze it?
Mm-hmm.
I think what I will do is half do that and half run. I'm basically going to be inspired by Elsa from Frozen 2.
Yay!
I'm going to like use my Shape the Flowing River, but like try and like focus it around my feet.
Okay.
So then as I run, I just make little like ice like shoes.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll work. Let's see. Go ahead and how many? It takes key points to do Shape the Flowing River, right?
Yeah.
And then to freeze it, you do it as a bonus, I think.
I can do one thing,
Effect.
so I can shape it, raise or lower it, freeze or unfreeze. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I would just be freezing it.
All right. So how many key points does it use again?
1.
1. How many key points do you have?
9.
9. I'm going to say to get to the bottom of the chute, it will take you 3 key points worth of Shape the Flowing River with freezing it in order to make you steps that lead down that you can traverse with Lindel in tow.
Okay.
So mark off 3 key points as you make your way down. Lindel, you can feel the presence of that staff in Xavier's hand begin to turn the corner. It's actually going to the right now.
It's turning right.
I'm going to refresh because all your cameras froze. Give me just a second.
I can see all y'all.
David's camera froze.
Yep.
Yeah, David's.
Give it just a second.
Well, I can never see David, so I can't tell.
And we're back. Okay. We're back up, and I've got everybody. Awesome. Okay, so you can feel Xavier starting to turn a corner to the right, going this direction. Okay. You guys make your way down to the bottom of what looks like a drop-off. This 45-degree angle flattens off a little bit before dropping off in a little trickle of a waterfall through a half circular opening, like domed over the top. And it opens up into a chasm that goes across maybe 20, 25 feet and down about 45 to 50 feet into kind of a rushing river of sewer water. To the left, you can see other waterfalls that are adding into it. And across the way, it looks like there's some kind of like an old citadel or castle structure that's kind of hewn into the side of the cliff on the other side. It looks really old and kind of deserted. And then off to the right, you can see there is a ledge on that side of the chasm that leads across and a little bit down, kind of ramping down to the ravine bottom. That's the direction that Xavier went.
That way.
Where? Is Lindel pointing to the ledge?
Yeah, Lindel is pointing to the kind of ledge on the edge of the chasm that leads to the right. So if you kind of carefully go around this waterfall structure, you can plant a foot on this ledge and kind of hug the wall as you, scale the cliff face down and follow this ramp to the ravine bottom at the bottom of the chasm.
Do you have your spider climbing boots on you?
I do.
Could I put them on?
How long does it
takes
take?
like an hour for you to get used to the fit. And sorry, it's like a wall that we have to go up, or
yeah, it's a very thin ledge on like a cliff face that you have to scale as it ramps down to the bottom of the ravine.
okay. Well, why don't we do this together? I will. I'll help you out by pointing out where I see some good footholds are, and I'll just hold on really tight.
You're gonna stay on my back?
On your front.
On your front.
Can't you climb across with your boots and I'll just climb across as myself?
Okay. Let me. Okay. Let's. I'm getting further away, so I just don't want.
Okay, Lindel gets out the papoose and you plant your feet on the side of the cliff face and begin to walk kind of horizontally to Safkaen as she clutches the cliff face wall, shuffling down. It's going to be difficult terrain for Safkaen. For Lindel, just normal movement.
Okay.
All right.
Safkaen's gonna stretch slightly and do some stretching maneuvers. Take a deep breath and then
Lindel, I'd like you to make 3 dexterity checks for me. Not saving throws, just checks. And Safkaen, I would like you to make 3 acrobatics checks for me.
Okay. What's my D20?
This is a skill challenge.
20.
Okay.
So first, Lindel, your dexterity checks.
So the first one is a 16.
Save.
22.
22 save.
And 9.
9. Okay, 9 is a fail, but you got 2 out of 3, so you're good. Safkaen.
First one was natural 20.
No problem.
Second one was 9.
9. Okay, that's a fail. And last one?
18.
18 save. So you do slip at one point. The rock kind of crumbles under your feet, but you clutch the wall and you kind of hop over to the next portion of the ledge and make your way down safely and meet Lindel at the bottom. At the bottom of the ravine, there's a little bit of like a kind of a gravel bank before it meets the shore of this rushing, flowing sewage water, almost like a river that rushes at the bottom of this cavern. You can feel the presence of the staff, maybe about 100 feet down and around a corner again to the right.
Why do these
All right, this way.
creatures keep moving so much?
I'm not sure.
It's a very good question.
All right, so you guys make your way past this kind of bank shore of the river and come to a large cave. You turn the corner, and it's very dark inside, and it looks like it angles downward. You can hear the wind kind of rushing through this tunnel.
Oh yeah, your goggles.
Right? Yeah, Safkaen, you put on your goggles, and you have night vision.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you can see in grayscale, I think up to 60 feet. So you look down, and you can see into the edge of the darkness. It's just a ramp that goes down inside of this deep, dark cave.
Is Xavier inside here?
Lindel, you would feel Xavier, or the staff anyway, maybe about 120 feet down.
But 120 feet down. Every time we get closer, it gets further away. Here, I'm just going to touch it up, and I'm going to give her Blessing of the Trickster again, just to top it off. And I can't see in the dark.
This sling thing.
Pardon?
Would you guys like to move at a hurried pace or a slower pace to be more stealthy?
I was thinking we could sneak. Is that okay?
Okay, if you sneak, you'll have to move at a little bit of a slower pace. Otherwise, the DC goes up.
Do you want to get back in my sling and I'll run?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I want to do that. It was fun.
Okay. Yeah, Lindel, you get back in the sling. And I'll say, Safkaen, just make a single stealth check for me.
Okay.
With advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Thank goodness. Because I rolled a natural 1 in my first hit. Stealth 17.
17. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you kind of crunch down in the loose gravel, and you know that if you take a wrong step, the gravel will probably avalanche down. So you kind of hug one of the walls, trying to minimize the impact, and you kind of medium-paced make your way down, trying to be as cautious as possible. You keep a steady enough pace down this tunnel that Lindel, you can feel that Xavier stays at a pretty constant 120 feet distance. You can try and speed up if you'd like and sacrifice your stealth. Otherwise, you'll just be going down into the deep darkness.
What do you think? Either we can keep we're not catching up to them at all. They're moving rather quickly. Should we just run them down, do you think? Or should we keep trying to sneak behind them and figure out where they're going?
I mean, I feel like if they've got Xavier, we probably have to fight them to get Xavier back anyway, so I don't see much point in being stealthy, but that's me.
Okay. You think we should just go for it?
Might as well.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Hold on tight.
Double time it down, rushing through the cavern. Xavier.
Yes.
You feel all of a sudden that the warm fuzzies are kind of turning into more of a worried, nervous tension. As you turn around and look back up the ramp, you feel like something bad is coming.
Oh.
No.
I'm holding Trevor's name as soon as we see him. As soon as I see Trevor, I'm yelling it out.
Do I feel that it's something else, or that the one I'm supposed to meet is?
You feel it's something else, something you need to prepare for.
Okay.
As Safkaen runs, he's gonna be like,
He's going to unsling his shield and make his sword appear.
Okay. In your mind, you hear, "Defend the pack."
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Xavier, I would like you to make 2 Eldritch Blasts into the darkness with disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. See, it's not a good thing that Xavier gets along with everyone. I've been saying this the whole time.
Let's see. Actions, Eldritch Blast. I have a +7. So that is a 26 to hit.
With
and a
disadvantage.
Oh,
disadvantage.
wow.
Yeah, disadvantage because you can't see them.
Oh, good. Then my 7, 8, 11, and a 14.
All right. So as you're rushing down, Safkaen, Lindel, you see this as well. 2 blasts of kind of like this purplish hued green energy blast past your head on either side, Safkaen. One strikes the wall, blasting it, and rocks just fly off in debris and start to avalanche down. Roll me an acrobatics check real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. You catch yourself and you actually begin to kind of surf down as the rocks begin to slide down. The other blast, you kind of matrix move your way away from it as it blasts over your head, striking the ceiling, and a boulder kind of hits down on top of the rocks, and a wave of gravel is just like kind of sliding down this slope now. And Xavier, at the very edge of your vision, you can see 2 figures, one strapped to the other. They are enemies. Safkaen and Lindel, at the very edge of your vision, you can now see Xavier surrounded by 30 small creatures, all glowing with a kind of faint bluish purple energy on the top of their heads.
Do I recognize
Everyone,
them?
roll initiative!
Roll initiative! I did
Do
say
I
I
know
was
that?
holding.
Yeah, Trevor. He gets to yell Trevor. Well, did you see Trevor? Do you see the staff?
Did I see Trevor? That was my question.
You can feel Trevor. The staff.
Okay.
I probably would have put the staff down to get my shield and sword
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, you would have
Okay,
had
perfect.
to.
So can I use my reaction as he's putting the staff around to yell, Trevor, I choose you!
Initiative first.
Okay.
That was a surprise round for Xavier.
I go in 19.
23.
23. Let me get some order up on the board here.
Ooh.
Let's see here. I'm going to leave Seb on there. Seb is just going to be the rats. So Safkaen one more time. What was it?
23.
23. Xavier,
19.
19. Lindel,
17.
17. Enter. And rats got... Very good. Oh, that's not good. A second. Wrong screen. There we go. All right, let's reorder everybody descending. Safkaen, you're up.
Am I still like hurtling towards him?
Yes, you are hurling towards him, about 60 feet away.
So in my turn, if I'm like 60 feet away, I can't reach him in my turn yet.
I will say you can use your full movement, and the rock slide will get you close, but not quite there.
If you use Step of the Wind, you can move extra.
But I want to use my action to do something else. So
Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if it's possible.
I basically want to run up to Xavier and then like wrist grab him or neck pinch him or do something.
I got a Vulcan neck pinch.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, if you use your action and your full movement, and plus the rock slide that you're currently surfing down, you can crash into him.
Okay.
Crash
That sounds like a bad idea.
into me now. Baby.
All right, so Lindel still strapped to the front of Safkaen as she barrels down, not trying to stop at all, and just crashes into Xavier. And the two of you interwoven just kind of roll into a ball of gravel and mess and just roll down the hill. And let's see here. Hang on just a second. Xavier, roll me a strength check, and I'd like Safkaen to do the same.
Well, I got a 6.
I trust in your strength, Safkaen.
You can do it.
I got an 11.
An 11, okay. Yeah, Safkaen knocks you off your feet. I would like... yeah, okay. Roll me a d4, Safkaen.
Sorry.
2.
I need
2, okay. Xavier, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage and make another wisdom saving throw.
We need to leave here by like what,
Me or Xavier?
No, Xavier.
Probably should leave at like 6:40.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Fine. Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be busy on a Sunday?
Maybe not.
Xavier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was being cocky.
He's having real life conversations.
Don't wake up.
No
I'm a
real life
smack you
conversations. This is D&D.
This is not IRL.
All right, contested strength check, Safkaen 1. She knocked you down. She did 2 points of bludgeoning damage, so go ahead and mark that off, and then make another wisdom saving throw.
How do I do? Is bludgeoning different from regular?
It's just if you have resistance or immunity to any of those.
Oh, okay. So
I just have to tell you what kind of damage it is.
Okay. And then do what? So I took my
And then roll another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom save. Ooh, that one wasn't bad.
Yuu is dreaming. She fell asleep. She's dreaming of Safkaen chopping wood for some reason.
18.
18. Xavier.
In a lumberjack shirt.
Angrily, what?
Almost like your consciousness.
Firewood.
Almost like your consciousness was stuck in a black, deep hole, and all you could see was the opening of the well, hundreds of feet above your head. And like a picture screen, that's where the real world is. You are suddenly jettisoned back out of it, flying out of the well of this deep, dark pit back into reality. And as you do, you hurt. You hurt, you're rolling down a hill of gravel, and Safkaen has clutched you with Lindel in between. Like a sandwich, you guys roll down this hill in a ball together.
And as he does it, something's screaming at you like,
Xavier, he's like grabbing him and screaming at him.
I'm gonna kill them, and then I'm gonna kill you. Wake up!
He's gonna say, "Hello, Safkaen. Where are we?"
Aww.
You guys kind of stop rolling and flatten out on your backs, getting back up to your feet and brushing yourselves off. And then it's going to be Xavier's turn. What would you like to do?
Xavier's gonna say, "Watch out for the rats. I don't think they're as friendly as I originally assumed."
And as you turn around to look back up the incline, you can see 30 of those rats are now coming down in a swarm at you.
Okay. He's gonna. Can I attempt to stand up and get in front of Safkaen and Lindel?
Yeah, you're on your feet. You can move in front of them.
Okay.
The rats right now are about 20 feet away.
20 feet. I'm gonna move to within. I'm gonna move 5 feet toward them.
Okay.
And he's gonna release his Golthius thorns.
Nice. All right. Very good. So all of a sudden you see Xavier kind of retreat in, and his body kind of bulges a little bit. And as it does, spikes come out of all of the woody extrusions of his entire body. And all of a sudden they, like a switchblade extending, just pop out. And then he starts to bulge again and again, and all of a sudden, they fire out of his body at the rats, piercing the rats as they swarm around. So Xavier, tell us what happens.
Let's see. So they are going to. Each creature within the area of the burst must make a Constitution saving throw. DC for the saving throw, 8 plus my con modifier plus my proficiency. So their saving throw is 16.
They have to beat 16.
16.
They rolled a 9, so they do not succeed.
Cool. Each creature takes 2d damage on a failed save. Half as much on a successful one. The damage increases. Any creature who fails a saving throw is considered poisoned.
All right.
So I poisoned them, and they all take 10 points of damage.
Very nice. Okay. So the rats just get skewered one by one. They get picked off, kind of rolling backwards as more of them begin to rush forward at you. So you just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them get knocked back, 6, 7, 8, but there's still like a dozen of them rushing at you. But they all seem to take some damage, and they all kind of slow down a bit, almost like they're winded as they move towards you. So they're all poisoned. They all took 10 points of damage. Very nice.
I've got more where that came from.
So was that was your action, correct?
Yeah, that's the end of my turn. I moved and I acted. Okay. Unless, how would it work if I decided to hex them? Could I hex, since they have
you can hex the swarm. That works.
I can hex the swarm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna friggin' hex the crap out of them.
Okay. Yeah, you cast hex on the swarm. Do they roll a save?
I don't think so. You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack. I also choose an ability, and they get disadvantage. So since we're on uneven, rocky terrain, I'm going to go for Dex in case they have to make Dex saves or anything.
Sure. Okay. So they have disadvantage on Dex, and then I'm also going to say you need to do it first from now on, but let's go ahead and add that extra d6 of damage to your Guthlius Thorn attack.
Oh, okay.
Just remember you have to do that first before your attack.
Yeah, I'll take 4 more points of damage.
4 more points. Okay, so that's 14 points of damage for the rats.
And, yep, I have...
Nice. Okay. Very good. So that's the end of Xavier's turn. On to Lindel. What would you like to do?
All right.
You're still wrapped up in a papoose, but your arms are free and you can hop out if you'd like.
Okay. As soon as like the tumbling is landed, the whole time I'm like, I choose you, Trevor. As we're rolling down the hill.
As you
wish. So does Trevor activate?
Yeah, you're still attuned to Trevor.
Perfect. Yes. So I will activate Trevor.
I believe it's just a vocal command, right? You don't have to be touching
it. Just no. Well, the staff has to be on the ground, so it's already on the ground. So then, yes, it's just a vocal command.
Okay. Yeah. So Trevor activates and blossoms into a giant constrictor snake.
Perfect. And then, do you want Trevor to go on my turn? Do you want his own initiative?
It'll be your initiative.
My initiative. Okay. Perfect. And then for my action. Let's see, these stupid rats. Are there, how many are left? Like after the
they're all still there.
Fights?
Some of them are wounded, but they're all still there.
Okay, they haven't like all of a sudden gone down in number or anything like that.
No, maybe about half of them have been knocked back by the thorn attack, but there's still another, 12 or so rats that are up and rushing toward you.
Okay, so Lindel's going to pull out her wand of magic missiles, and she's going to release 6 charges.
Nice.
Which makes it for a total of 6, 5. So it makes it a total of 8 charges. Just.
Yep. Gundam style missiles just fire
Gundam
out of
style
Lindel.
missile strike.
Yeah, 8 missiles kicking up dust and dirt and rocks as they strike the swarm of rats. Rats go flying everywhere. Go ahead and roll damage.
30 points of force damage.
Very nice. 30 points of force damage as you see them just explode into, guts on one side and, teeth and nails, and a rat head tumbles in front of you. Brains go everywhere. There are still rats, and you can hear the squeaking, but you've taken out quite a few of them.
Nice.
All right. And now I would like to use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Mhm.
How far away are the rats from me?
20 feet.
Oh, perfect.
The ones you haven't
Yes.
blasted into oblivion.
Yeah. So I'm going to summon my spectral 4-leaf clover with the razor edge. And it's going to strike down, making a melee spell attack against the rat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
11.
11. Okay. It does not hit. It strikes down in the middle of where the cluster was, but they've all been kind of blown out from the center. So your spiritual weapon strikes, but it doesn't quite make contact with them.
All right. And for my movement, I'll do my best to squirtle out of the harness.
All right. Yeah, you squirm out of the harness and get your footing on the rocks as the rats get their turn. Seeing the carnage that you guys have inflicted on them, the ones that are still alive, they turn and they rush past you guys. So let's see how far they can get here. All right. All of you are going to get attacks of opportunity as they rush past you.
Wow.
Yeah, they just kind of scatter and go every direction, and you just kind of strike at your feet trying to hit as many as you can. So each of you gets 1 melee attack.
Okay.
Do we roll
20, nice.
Yay.
What are we doing for natural 20s again?
Double the dice on the damage.
Double the dice. Okay.
24. No.
24, very nice, that hits. And then Xavier?
So I'm a warcaster. I can use my reaction, make an attack of opportunity to cast a spell that is a casting time of 1 action or less. So
That's correct.
I'm going to throw some Eldritch Blasts at them.
All right, so go ahead and do your 2 Eldritch Blasts. Let's see if they hit.
2 attacks, 2 unarmed strikes, or just the 1?
I believe just the 1 for a reaction.
Okay. I did 9 damage.
9? Okay.
26 to hit and a 21 to hit.
Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And Lindel, what was the damage on yours?
So that's 4. 11 points of regular damage and 12 points of poison damage for a total of 23.
Okay.
And then I rolled an opportunity attack for Trevor as well because I forgot to do something.
Yeah, he would get an attack of opportunity also. In fact, go ahead and roll with advantage because this would be his preferred prey.
Oh, perfect.
Preferred prey.
Oh, actually, he got a natural 20. So
Natural 20, very good. So go ahead and roll damage for his attack, and we'll see how you guys do. Xavier, your attack damage?
I'm so happy right now.
9 and 12.
How'd Trevor do?
23 points of biting damage.
Wow, 23. Very nice. All right.
Hey,
Let's add all this
what I
up.
did. Oh, good boy.
Oh.
32.
That's a good start.
41,
Good boy.
53. Very nice. You guys, in your reaction, your opportunity attacks did a total of 76 points of damage.
Ah.
All right, so against 30 rats, let's see.
30.
You had already killed quite a few. Let's see here. Need to make sure I'm doing this correct. All right, you take out all but 2 of them as they rush
No.
into the darkness past you down the incline. The rest of them are all just at your feet, the ones that Trevor hasn't swallowed and eaten.
Does Trevor want to finish?
It looks like 2 of them are trying to get away. Would you like to pursue?
How quickly are they moving?
Very.
No.
This is rough terrain for you guys,
Yeah, whatever.
not for them.
Nah, I'm not bothered.
Xavier,
How
you
far
feel a
away are
weird
they?
kind of cold emptiness inside you, like you've been abandoned.
Oh.
But
Being abandoned. Where
you
were
brush it off. You
you?
brush it off because you know reality now.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yep, I'm not going after him, but I'm just
Okay.
gonna try to climb my way back up.
All right. So the 3 of you make your way back up the incline.
Wait.
Yeah,
I
Lindel,
don't
go
want to
ahead.
go back.
Okay.
Lindel would like to hop on her magical 4-leaf clover surfboard,
Mm-hmm.
and get pursue chase as long as they're within like 60 feet, and she'll just like toll the dead, try to finish them off if she can.
All right. Toll the Dead is a... Is that a
Wisdom
spell
save.
attack? A wisdom save, okay?
No, wisdom save, yeah.
Wisdom save. All right.
DC is 16.
16. They failed. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And
They've been-
they are injured.
8 points of necrotic damage.
8 points. Necrotic. You get one of them. That's enough to get
She
one of them.
can. She'll still keep chasing to finish
Okay.
the last one off if she can.
You continue pursuit as one of them just kind of
Xavier's
dodges
gonna-
just out of the way.
Gonna yell out, "Don't go too far! There's a larger entity at work."
Yeah, Lindel, you get about 60 feet, and you can hear Xavier call this out at the edge of the darkness behind you. In front of you, you do start to get a chill as you kind of hover on your 4-leaf clover surfboard, and that one rat is just at the edge of the darkness in front of you. You can
Don't
barely see it.
Oh!
Get your small butt back here before I have to put you back in that sling.
Is the small rat? Is it within 60 feet?
It is exactly 60 feet away. What would you like to do?
Come on, finish it up. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Actually, Mama didn't raise me because I'm an orphan. But
Yeah.
that's
All right. Are you gonna do another toll?
Yeah, just another toll.
Another
Wisdom
toll the
save
dead. Okay,
DC 16.
here we go. You rolled a 9. Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
damage.
And as soon as she tolls, she's gonna like immediately like woof, back away. Even if it doesn't finish it off. 10 points of
10 points of necrotic.
yes.
All right. 10 points of necrotic. The rat stops in its tracks and begins to shake, and then all of a sudden just explodes into just fleshy shrapnel, goes every
Rat
which
people.
way. And
touch
from
my
the
friend.
explosion at the very edge of the darkness, you see a squid-like head peer through, its tentacles wrapping around a breastplate of armor.
Nope.
Oh
Its
no!
eyes
Oh no!
open and
Nope,
it looks
nope.
at you.
Nope.
I need you to make a wisdom save.
No.
Wisdom saving throw.
Is this against being frightened at all by chance?
No.
Okay. Here we go, guys. Oh. $13.
You killed my swarm. You will come with me. You feel the warmth, the embrace, for the first time in your life of a father figure, as you feel the need to follow in the footsteps of your new father.
We gotta end that thing.
David, please don't use that voice ever again. It's very scary.
This voice.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
All right, and there we're going to take a break, okay?
Ah!
Let's take
Okay.
a 5-minute break and we'll come back.
Okay, yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. Thank you. Bye.
And Genevieve, I want to do your sleepy thing when we get back.
Oh, no. Okay, bye.
Hey, David, before you
Uh-huh.
go,
Yeah.
just so you know, I've got to leave like right at 6.
At
We're
6,
gonna-
okay, so we've got about 2 hours left, okay? All right.
Yep.
Oh,
We'll be
Okay, we'll be right back.
Yarr!
damn it. Ugh. Had to get the last one.
Is in a world of pain when
This is
Safkaen gets
way worse than a cranium rat.
out of you.
Way worse.
You're gonna be stuck in that papoose for the rest of your life. No getting out.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking, like, as we were going down the tunnels, was like, I should cast Sending and tell you and Jen where we are and what is happening so that they can start coming to the rescue.
Yeah, no.
But I didn't.
No rescue.
So,
No rescue for us. Oof.
Thomas, it's like
That
you're on a
is
blind
so
date.
mad.
You all
Both of
know
you.
where you're going.
Maybe not Xavier, because it's not Xavier's fault exactly, but she's so mad at Linda.
the rats hurt my friend. They tried to take Xavier and Trevor away, and so then...
You need to learn when to call it quits.
I'm really good at stopping people from being charmed and in fear, too.
And I can snap myself out of it, but I can't snap other. Well, I mean,
Your
unless
body checking worked well.
Yeah, the body checking worked quite well. You could try it again.
that's what I'm gonna do to you when I get to you.
That's okay. Bring it.
You got
Bring it, babe.
stuff
I'll take it. I would rather keep my brain inside my skull. Yes, please.
His voice was really.
Something's like, you don't need no father. We're your family.
Actually, Jenny, I was thinking of you the other day. Has there been any new political developments? Like, what's happening? There was an election, right? And we now have Mr. the big poopy head in charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's like our own Trump. He's not as bad as Trump, but he's really quite close. He's
yeah.
like Trump. He's like Trump light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like the British version of Trump, just less spicy.
Yeah, less like angry, but like equally as racist and like xenophobic.
So
And
what
like
does that
doesn't
mean as
care
far?
about, like the NHS or like doesn't care about like benefits or like supporting people on less money or, you know, cutting tax for poorer people or raising tax for richer people or any of that.
And he was the one who originally went for no deal, is that right? Oh crap.
It was the one that basically was like, let's leave the EU.
Well, got your wish there, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
Ryan, how was the rest of your Sunday?
Today?
Your Sunday, the other day, last week.
Oh, I slept. I didn't get much sleep from Saturday to Sunday, so I got up early, came here, then I waited to meet up with you guys, and this didn't happen. Boom, right down. And then I woke up at 11 o'clock and did a bunch of work, and then went back to bed at 3, and then went to work on Monday. Hey! Sounds about right. This weekend was awesome, though. I went to
Brian
Ukrainian...
got to go over to your birthday party, Thomas.
Thomas's birthday party was amazing, too. It was really fun.
If I was
I
anywhere near
feel
Canada, I would come, but I'm not. So.
I was so surprised. I was so excited.
You have such nice friends, a nice boyfriend, a nice family. It was really nice to get to be part of it.
Thank you. I'm glad you could make it.
Ow.
Nice. That kind of sweat. Come to Calgary when it's not minus 28.
Yeah.
No, you both need to come to London.
I'm gonna be in.
There's no place like London.
Once I move into my new flat, I will have a spare room, and I will have a sofa bed in my living room. So, like, you all can come stay with me, literally.
But Jenny,
When
you're
are
gonna
you
have to
moving?
meet me with Coffee for coffee though in April, because I'll be there on a school trip.
Really? What? You're coming to London for a
Yeah,
school trip?
we're going to the Netherlands, Belgium, France, and then ending in London.
What kind of a school do you teach at?
Public.
What the heck?
I know. I get to go for free too because
I've
I'm.
never heard of in my life.
So I'll have some time at night, but I have to stay near the kids at night. So you should come and have coffee with me, or bring a flask, please, because I won't be able to get my own booze.
I will smuggle you all of the home brewed.
Perfect. Or just melon pen is better than liquor, to be honest.
That's true. I can bring you melon pan, and you will actually deserve my melon pan, as opposed to stupid girls who don't deserve my melon pan. Instead, and Sarah, and David, and Ken Thomas, if you guys like melon pan.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've
absolutely.
ever had it.
So
It's like a sweet bread, and then it's kind of covered in like a cookie kind of dough. So it's like crunchy on top and then soft on the inside.
That sounds good. I want some.
When are you moving, Jenny?
Oh yeah.
I haven't like confirmed the exact like dates, but I would think February or March time.
Yeah.
And then once I book time off, I'm gonna come to America in like October. So if you two lovely Canadian folk want to come down to America as well, then even just for a weekend, then I will make you all the better.
I live
I
in
have an
America.
adjustable schedule, but
She's coming to Southern Illinois, Kit. Come up to Southern Illinois, where you're
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's about 8 hours for me, so.
I was saying, if you guys are here in like October, it's gonna be right before the election. Let's go try to see Bernie, because he'll be like campaigning. Yeah, it'll be right before the election. It'll be
That's awesome.
right. It'll be right before we decide whether we have to set the whole country on fire or not. November. So
The three of you can come live with me in London. Yay!
yay! Or
It's
come
only
to
not-
Canada. We're
America, at least
Yeah,
it's
we're doing okay. We're doing okay up here again.
yeah, we're doing okay.
You can keep. It's fine. You're fine. You two are fine.
I'm about to say, but Jenny, your government isn't looking so top notch right now. Glass
No,
house
it's
is
not.
not.
It's still more better than Trump.
We need to allow
Trump.
an island full of fruit
But
trees.
slightly better.
Trump at least has made like people choose sides, and so we're
Yeah.
getting a lot of like riots in the street and stuff, which is fun.
Yeah. British
Yeah.
people aren't really into that. They just kind of mutter under their breath and
British people aren't into.
Complain. They don't really do anything direct.
Done a lot to empower the bigots and the racists and give them.
But they're out. They're not. They're not
in secret anymore.
Yeah,
You can
secretive anymore. They're out, so we know who they are. They can't backtrack now.
Yeah, you can just say to their face too, like I do.
Right. Yeah.
What a bigoted racist you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then watch them go, I'm not racist.
Oh, you're racist.
Yeah. I have black friends. That's
oh my
gosh.
gosh. All the time. I saw I got to experience the really heartening, like, fuck the police moment yesterday at work. It made me really happy. I'll try to, like, say it quickly. So, like, at the post office, we have to hand over your personal information because we have everybody's addresses, obviously, right? If there's like a warrant for your arrest, so that they don't need what we in the United States call a search warrant. They just need like an arresting warrant, and then they can come request your information from the post office. So this sheriff deputy came in yesterday morning, and everybody in my office is female. We're all women. And he walks in and is like, well, I'm with the sheriff's department, and we're looking for this guy named Timothy Moore, and we can't find him, right? And there's nobody with that name officially on my case, or like in my route. So we were trying to figure it out because we're all like, do we even know a Timothy Moore? So, but then in my mind, I don't want to help a cop ever. But I don't know about the other two women in there. I'm like, I don't know what's going to go down with these two ladies, my coworkers. But then immediately my clerk kind of starts just like bullshitting, like making shit up. Like, well, I have to make some calls and let me see your badge and blah, blah, blah. And then we're checking the case and we realize there's this guy we've always heard of named Tim, who I've never even met, but he like lives with one of our coworkers. He lives with one of my postal coworkers, and so it's just me and Tim, and and so I was staring up at the case, and I realized, oh shit, this is like the guy that lives with my coworker, the running from the law, right? So then the clerk figures it out at the same moment, and she like turns towards me, and she actually says it, but the deputy can't see us from behind the counter. She's like, "Is that the guy that lives with Pat?" I'm like, "It's gotta be the guy that lives with Pat." And so then everybody just goes into pure bullshit mode, and we all none of us told this dude where he's like, yeah, it was so badass. And then even this lady who doesn't
edited it out as well, I think. Just saying.
Yes, it's like the lady who's just like the town gossip had walked in, and she just stands at the front and just talks shit for like hours while we're casing and stuff. She even starts like rattling off bullshit to the sheriff, so that he can't hear us talking in the back. It's just like non-stop talk. And so I go outside, I text my coworker, and I'm like, the sheriff's looking for Tim. And then she's like, oh shit! And then, it turned out Tim had ripped a side mirror off of a truck when he got in a fight with somebody and like threw it at the guy. Like old school. I mean, we live in the Ozarks. Shit goes down here. And so, but then even my clerk called my postmaster, who's not even there, and asked, like, do I legally have to tell the sheriff anything? And my postmaster is like, you don't have to tell him bullshit. Like, tell Seda to leave. And then, because I'm the carrier, she's like, if Seda leaves, then you don't know anything. Like, the carrier is the only one with information about people's addresses. So get her out of there. So I just drive off. I just leave the sheriff behind. Anyway, I was so proud of everybody I worked with. Not the police.
It's really sweet that you would all like stop your coworker as well. Like
we were just like, we're not giving up Pat. Pat is my favorite person that works the post office. I don't care if Tim ripped somebody's mirror off and threw it.
He's got to be all right.
Yeah, they deserved it. Nobody where I live deserves not to have their mirror ripped off and thrown at them. Like the quality of human where I live. So, yeah, I was so proud.
You guys don't deserve to have your side mirrors ripped off and thrown.
I mean, it would depend on what got us in that situation, Jenny. I mean, like, the quality of life here. Shit.
believe in you and defend you no matter what.
I
Aww.
thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's what we did at the post office. Like, fuck the sheriff.
Right?
We got defend your own. Yeah, because I just didn't know how it was going to go down, and so I was really proud of all my coworkers. That's all. I want to say.
Banded together.
Yeah, and I
together.
and I did get to say to my boss, because I just love how far she lets me push it. But like over the phone, I got to say, I ain't no fucking snitch. Snitches get stitches at the post office. We're not doing that. So we will protect your info, even if you're running from the law.
Aw, thanks.
Yay!
That's what the post
Okay.
office does.
Yay!
All right, folks.
Sorry.
Let's get back into it. We've got an hour and 45 minutes before Kit has to log off. So I am going to let Safkaen, Xavier, and Lindel do a little bit of metagame strategizing while you and Genevieve go to sideboard.
Oh,
Oh.
Discord.
Sidebar, excellent.
We're fighting a mind flayer.
We're fighting a fucking mind flare.
Yeah.
There. Oh, that's
Nope.
recorder bot.
I don't think she does. Let me jump back in there.
Okay.
Oh, so real quick, Brian, on there's a side general chat right
Oh,
Did it. I was
you did
trying.
it.
Thanks, though. It took a
Hey.
second.
Now he's not here. I see. He's
Oh.
gonna help them.
now. Okay. All right, we're back in. So, back at the house, back at the mansion, Genevieve, you have passed out into the blackness of drunken sleep. Well, you finish up your ritual, and Krampus appears in front of you in all of his golden hockey goodness.
Yay!
And would you like to do anything else before going to bed?
I want to sit up and see if the bean that Safkaen gave me is it still on the windowsill.
The what?
The bean.
The
Magic
bean.
bean.
Yes, the bean is still there.
Cece's trap has not worked, is what I'll think before I fall asleep.
All right. You drift off to sleep, just staring at the bean, waiting for Cece's hand to come creeping over the ledge and open your window, but it never comes.
Oh.
And eventually, sleep takes you, and you drift off into the blackness of.
And I dream about Safkaen wearing a plaid shirt chopping wood.
No, in fact,
What?
the darkness recedes, and pop awake as you hear a door open in the hallway.
In real life? Like I pop awake? Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Just waiting. You know, our house doesn't have a bathroom, so I guess I'll be suspicious if anybody's walking around.
Genevieve, you also pop awake, hearing the sound of this door opening.
Hello?
Strangely, Genevieve, you're not drunk. You feel sober.
Am I sober?
Yeah, you're sober.
Oh.
It's dark in the house. You can see a little bit of a orange glow coming through your curtains, casting a beam on the ceiling.
My first reaction is to look at my stained glass window to see if any.
You see the same figure leaning out.
Ooh.
The shadow figure in the window staring.
Deep
Both
sigh.
of you feel a sharp pain in the top of your head as a pebble strikes the top of your head. You rub the back of your head and look around, and you don't see any debris.
Gonna get up and go over to the door. I've been through this before, so.
You go open, open the door. You hear another of a door opening out in the hallway, and footsteps.
So it sounds like it's all on my level. The first door too. It wasn't
It's-
like downstairs or
Yeah, it's on your level on the second floor.
I'll get up and go to my door.
Okay.
And just Genevieve, you still alive?
Genevieve, you hear you around the corner, peeking out of her door as it opens.
You! You're awake?
Yeah? Did you throw up? Are you okay?
No, let's see if we can get Safkaen. So I'm gonna go to her door and try the handle. Last time it was locked.
You try it again, and it's still locked.
This is so strange.
I mean,
Do you
I
wanna
can yell
try-
at it through the fireplace. I'm gonna yell through the fireplace. Safkaen!
You look through the fireplace, but it's strange. You can't see beyond where you should. It's just dark inside.
Oh.
I told you about the other night. I saw that figure again just now at my window.
Yeah.
Both of you down the hall by the stairs. You see that figure again, kind of peek out of the corner, and then duck behind again.
Something's down there still.
And where are we? This can't. Are we dreaming? Are we sharing a dream? I want to touch the wall. Is this real?
You touch the wall. It feels real.
Some sort of shadow plane?
Last time I followed it, it took me down the stairs. That's how I got to the basement. Should we try again?
Yeah, let's. I mean, because the real stairs are still blocked, right? Let's go.
Alright.
So, do we have our like accoutrements? Like, do I have my
Yeah. You've got all of your
check?
equipment.
I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You check your pockets, your bags. You have all the equipment that you normally would.
Gonna have Krampus come jump on my shoulder.
Yeah. Krampus
Hand on
is
my
there.
shoulder. All right.
Yeah, let's
The
go.
two of you make your way downstairs, and you can see that the door to the hallway, the Z-shaped hallway on the second floor or the first floor, the doorway is cracked open.
Okay.
Make your way through there.
Let's go
Yeah.
through.
Go through the door into the hallway. At the other end of that Z-shaped hall, you can see the door that was once locked is open. The debris is cleared, and there's a faint glow of lantern light inside.
Interesting.
You just wait for a second. I didn't tell you last
Okay.
time what I saw down in the basement.
No.
There were portals. I went through one and ended up in a totally different place, and I think I almost got crushed by a giant. So we should be careful going forward from the house.
Portals.
Mm,
You think
I don't
that's
know if
awesome?
the
Like,
fact
do you
that we're Go ahead.
No, like, do you think that in our non-shadow dimension that there's actual portals down there? Why would somebody?
I don't know though if they're planted thoughts or if they're seeing things from different points in time. If it's happening right now, all we can do is check, I guess.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, let's go. Let's.
Let's go downstairs.
The two of you head down the hallway toward the cracked doorway to the stairs leading down that were blocked with rubble. And as you do, the lantern light fades and eventually goes out. And it's just a dark, cracked doorway. You open it up, and it leads to the same landing, but now the stairs descend downward into darkness. No
I'm gonna-
rubble.
I'm gonna
Can you
cast
see-
light on my cup.
You cast light on your cup and it illuminates the stairwell leading down, down, down. It seems infinite as you stare down this very deep, dark hallway.
It's a long walk.
Wow, you walked all the way down?
I did, but it feels a little bit nicer having someone else here this time.
How many stories did it feel like?
Just
Maybe
not like forever.
maybe we should count it off. As we go down the stairs, you will just count the stairs as we go down.
You get to 100 and you
Mm.
still can't see the end of the stairwell.
Wow.
You continue down 200, 300,
Oh,
400 stairs. Eventually, around the 500th stair, it levels out into a cavern floor. And the cavern, though flat, leads even deeper into the unknown. Would you like to go on?
Yeah. Wait, have we seen any of our shadow people?
No, you haven't.
It usually it disappears in the house. It seemed to leave the house.
Yeah, I mean, if we're this deep, where are we? Under the, roadways above us.
Are we under the sea?
I mean, maybe. Because if you're thinking, if it's stairs and it's at an incline this whole time, we're definitely not underneath our house anymore. Probably. I'm not, math, geometry. I didn't take any of those.
Just wait, though. If we're in a dream, something's put us together. This is really you, right?
Right. I'm not sure it's a dream. This might be another dimension that we've been sucked into. Could be a shadow realm. I mean, there's a lot of them.
It's not the Feywild, I can tell.
Yeah, and it's not Otherweir, because we're not, being eaten by demons. So.
Well, again, watch out for giants.
But you mean on this side of the portal there were giants?
No, on the other side.
Okay. Can I do a religion check? Do we is there like a shadow realm where there are people with shadows and
Yeah, go ahead and do a religion check for me. That's fine.
I've got a really high religion score because that's all I studied instead of math. Okay. Religion is a +8, 13 +8, 21.
21. Okay, with a 21, you would know that yes, there are different shadow regions. The planes are kind of split up into two halves. There's the celestial realms, and then there's the kind of. It's all part of what's called the inner planes, and they're split into almost like a wheel, like a clock. And the upper ones are the celestial ones, and the lower ones are the darker ones, the shadowy realms. Of the inner planes, there is one called Shadowfell. That is kind of an endless nighttime kind of gothic horror realm of monsters and just awful things that you've read about before. You have no idea, who could ever go there and how to get there. But the way the planes operate is rather than being like adjacent to one another, they're almost overlapped. Like everything is in the same place at the same time. And the way you cross over from one plane to the next is where they share similarities. So maybe there's a mountain, a cavern, a landmass, a valley, a group of trees that are similar, so similar on the two different planes that they connect and create a portal.
Oh.
Where the veil is thinner. And also they can be manipulated through magical means. But this particular tunnel that you're in, it's hard to say where it may lead. This is kind of different. Not like anything you've ever read before.
I don't feel scared. I didn't feel scared in here.
I mean, I don't feel scared, so probably not a demon realm. How did you wake up before?
I don't know. It was all a blur. I was trying to rush back to that portal to not be crushed, and I just popped back
Into your body.
into my body.
I think we should definitely not treat this as if we are sleeping. If we get hurt here, we might be our real body.
Can I look at the walls and the floor to look for my footprints for last time, but also anything around?
Roll me 2 checks. First, do a survival check for footprints to see if you can find tracks in the dirt.
Okay. Survival is 14 plus 5, 19.
19. You do see tracks, but they don't look like your own footprints, like human footprints. Something larger, almost like pads of something, with small indentations at the end of each of the pads where the toes would. You see maybe hundreds of them, almost as if something down here was pacing back and forth, or making trips back and forth.
Well, there's some odd footprints here. They don't look human. You see these yet?
Both of you make perception rolls for me.
Yeah, I have tracking too, so I look wherever Genevieve tells me. 14
got
for me.
14 as well, yeah.
Yeah.
You do notice as you're walking and talking, there's a point in this kind of cavern where the walls almost look like they open up a little bit, but there's collapsed stone on either side, almost like it's a cross intersection, but to
Oh.
either side it's blocked. It continues further in though.
Oh. So
There's
there
not
used to
any
be.
carvings or iconography or anything like that, but with your survival roll, you see that the footprints of whatever this creature is end here.
So the thing clearly stopped and went this way, but I don't remember this from last time.
Well, it looks like there used to be other access points to these portals, perhaps.
Should we keep going?
Yeah, let's go. I mean, we'll go until we wake up, I guess.
You continue on another 300 feet.
God, it's far.
Eventually, it gets to the point where it starts to widen a little bit and opens up into a very large domed cavern, like an underground pocket. It's maybe 60 feet across, about 80 feet high, and the jagged stone walls are made of dark obsidian rock. And across from you, it looks like there is a post and lintel style doorway that is hewn right into the surface of the cavern wall. And flanking it on either side, to the left and right, are two more large doorways. You walk inside, and in the center of this cavern floor, there's some kind of a platform in the center. Behind you, you hear the sound, deep guttural growl.
I went through the middle door last time. Should we run?
Well, we don't want to run where there's giants.
Oh, true. There's two other doors, though. What did you heard that, though, right?
It echoes down the cavern, louder and louder, building.
Where would
It
it have
doesn't-
come
Like
from?
it
There were no.
Echoes from the deep darkness.
Maybe
There's
we can
only-
walk through walls. I think we should
can-
go.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna go forward and try. Just open the left door. Just see what.
Yeah, you walk.
Throw it open.
You walk into the cavern and rush over to the wall where that kind of post and lintel doorway structure is, but you put your hands on it, it's just rock wall. It's like it leads nowhere.
Oh. And the
Can
other
you put your-
other door?
Through it. Can I trap it?
Yeah, can you put your hand through it?
Like slowly trying to put my hand.
The left side?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you go over there too and you feel and the rock wall is just there. It's not like it was last time.
Let's try the right. That
Okay.
showed the door.
Yep, you go to the far right one and you feel around looking for any kind of opening, a handle, anything to trigger it, and nothing. It's just a rock wall. And
But
there
it
you are
looks like a
trapped
door?
in this cavern as something approaches in the darkness.
Let's try the middle.
Okay. Oh.
Middle one?
Yeah, does it
Okay,
work?
yeah, you go to the middle one and you feel around. It's still just a rock wall.
So they're illusionary doors.
Or maybe it's not
a,
open to you.
It's just
I don't-
a rock wall with door frames that are kind of carved into it.
Oh, so there's no active portal.
I just walked through last time, but maybe it's not a place for you to go either. That's a possibility. What does the
Or-
altar look like? Can I do a quick scan of the
Yeah,
altar?
you go to the platform in the center of the room. It just looks like a circular platform, but as you inspect it, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
9 plus 6. It's 14.
14. You feel around on the surface and you notice that there's some grooves that are carved into it. Kind of strange grooves that you can't really make out in the dust of the floor.
Do they look like writing? Grooves?
They look like some kind of a geometric pattern, lines going this way and that. Where the lines intersect, there's the like small indentations, like half dome circles. But again, there's cave dirt obscuring some of it.
I'm gonna grab Yu's hand and take both of our fingers and push him in and be like, start tracing. And tell
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
start to trace the lines as best as you can, kind of pushing away the dirt and dust. And you can see that there are a series of dots and lines that intersect. Genevieve, roll me a history check, if you will. You know what? You'd probably have a knowledge of this too. Roll history.
Okay. And
Ooh, dirty 20.
religion. 14.
I'll tell you what, history or religion, whichever one's higher.
My religion's way higher.
My religion is also higher, so that would make it a 22 for me.
22?
Ooh, 18.
These are constellations, but they're no constellations you've ever seen.
The stars.
But stars from a different sky. Maybe a completely different dimension.
A different plane?
Maybe.
As the two of you kneel on the platform in the center of this chamber, all of a sudden you see out of the corner of your eye a silvery glow as the middle doorway begins to shimmer almost with like a liquid curtain over it that builds and fills the entire surface of this door frame.
That's I remember.
That's a portal.
The
Oh.
growling gets louder as it approaches from the darkness of the tunnel as you came.
I feel like I'd rather deal with what's on the other side of that door. That's going to be.
I mean, I kind of want to. Why lead us down here? Do the shadows in our house want us to be eaten? Or do they want us to know what's here?
They want us to learn, but
I'm going to stand up, I'm going to cast, and I want to hold, as we're looking out into the darkness, banishment.
Okay, you
and I'm
hold
gonna
banishment?
and I'm going to move closer back towards the door, so I'm
Yeah,
ready
you
to
can
jump.
get between, yeah.
Yeah. Genevieve, you back up by the silvery, liquidy door portal as you holds her spell. You don't hear footsteps approach, but what you do hear is the low guttural growling building, and the earth begins to shake beneath your feet. All of a sudden it intensifies and it gets almost too hard to stand up as the entire earth beneath you shakes.
Okay, I'm backing up. I'm like with Genevieve, like outside the portal, but I'm just holding banishment. I want to see what comes through the tunnel.
I'm going to grab onto her arm so I can pull her.
Just drag me through.
The two of you hold on to one another, backing up towards this portal as the earth just shakes and quakes back and forth like nothing you've ever felt before. Rocks and pebbles begin to fall from the ceiling of this chamber, and in the darkness, at the edge of the portal, you see a large clawed hand
Wait, at the edge
reach
of the
around
portal?
the frame of the hall
Oh,
from
I'm sorry.
where you came, the cavern that you came from, and grab onto the side of the cavern wall. This hand is probably as big as the two of you combined. Another hand grips onto the other side of the wall, and emerging from the dark shadow, you
gotta
see
see
a
it.
large horned beast.
And I fall
Like
back.
jagged teeth,
Like a
and
devil?
red
Like
eyes.
I'm gonna try to bat it. What does it look like? Describe it for me before we fall. I wanna...
Okay, hang on,
We're
just a
getting
second.
sucked out. I want to know what it is.
All right, I'll describe it for you.
Is it a-
just a second?
Would you think it's a demon? Would she check it? Would it be something from Otherwhere that she would recognize?
No, this is nothing you've ever seen before.
Oh, so it's not like a demonic.
But it has hat and then like toe parts coming out.
It is a it's weird. It's like a made of rock and flesh and
Ooh.
teeth. It has like 5 different glowing yellowish red eyes. These large kind of tusks that come out and horns that come out, made of this weird stony protrusion, almost like armor. Its claws and hands are just like encrusted in this dark stone. Its arms hulk over like a gorilla. And its torso kind of leans back, almost like it's ready to lunge at you as it just opens its mouth, drooling and gurgling in this deep guttural growl.
Oh, try Ordog! I want to banish it. I want to see it before we fall. I want to release banishment and see if it works.
All right, you release banishment.
Because she will get so much joy knowing she sent this at Ordog if it works.
Okay, let's see here.
Banish
Alright,
that
so
fucker to otherwhere.
Does it make a
Blazing
saving
it
throw?
into my mind right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Does it make a saving throw?
A charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving
yes!
throw.
How
Thank God
charismatic
for
could this
banishment.
thing possibly be?
All right. It rolled a 6,
Yes, it's charisma 16 for a save.
but as your
What?
spell discharges, it has no effect.
What?
Pull back!
What, he's
Fall back
yanking
in.
us through the portal.
It grins, its teeth opening as it just grins in
All right.
delight.
I'll fall through the portal with Genevieve.
All right, the two of you fall back through this portal, and you're sucked into kind of this weird ethereal floating sensation as the two of you are sucked backwards through this tunnel of light, and all of a sudden you feel the warmth of sunlight on your face, green grass beneath your feet, as you look out on an infinite plain of hills that roll and tumble off into the distance. There's no trees. There's like some like rocky, what do they call those, moors. There's like rocky moors. It's not foggy. It's a very clear sky, and the blue of the sky and the green of the grass is intense, so intensely enriched with color that you almost have to shield your eyes from it as you look off in the distance. Behind you, there's a kind of a rocky protrusion from the side of the hill, and in it is a large carved frame of stone and a liquidy curtain of silvery magic.
So this was my way back out last time, but I didn't get to explore. Should we start to wander?
I mean, wait, are there giants here?
Yes. But humanoid, not strange rock drool beasts.
Oh man. I wonder if that spell didn't work because that beast was native to that plane. Or if we are in a plane between planes. I don't know. Doesn't it get really confusing?
My mind's a little blown.
Let's go up to high ground. Is the rocky outcropping higher than us?
Yeah, you look behind you, and it looks like if you go around on either side, it would dome up onto a hill. You might be able to get to higher ground up there.
This time I'm going to grab a little bit of the grass, though, and I'm going to chew on some and put some in my pocket. To see
It
what
actually
tastes like.
tastes sweet when you chew on the grass. Yeah, it almost has a sugary taste to it, and you sniff and smell the air, and it's sweet as well. It's actually really nice here. You just feel like this is a really cool place, and the two of you, both magic users, can feel the magic almost radiating off the surface of everything, like it's stronger, woven into the plant life and the rocks and everything in this realm, wherever you are.
I mean,
Yes.
this is what I always imagined the Fey realm was like. This isn't the Fey realm?
It doesn't feel like the Feywild to me. Can we do a history check or Arcana?
Yeah.
Do a. This is for.
I've been to the Feywild, but we went to a different part of it. Yeah.
This either Arcana or history for this one.
For this one, no religion.
Not religion.
Arcana. Arcana.
Yeah, I've got Arcana. Woo, natural 20. 28.
And 19 here. 19.
19. Genevieve, you think it's different from what you know of the Feywild, but you're
Yeah.
convinced this is the Feywild.
I am?
You're
I am
like, this is like
confident.
everything that I've read about the Feywild.
Yeah.
This is like what it's supposed to be
I mean,
like.
the grass is green. It's literally greener here. This is... Smell this. It smells like fairy food.
But Genevieve, you're kind of at odds with this because the Feywild is known for being almost overgrown, like a thick jungle. Life everywhere, teeming with it.
And this is so bare. It's odd to see things not overgrown, full of life and energy. I mean, we can feel the energy, but
Well, maybe we're at a different time. This could be the Feywild at a different time than you were there.
maybe we could try to find someone to talk to. Last time I was so overwhelmed by the experience being here that I ran, but I have Eladrin blood in me. I could happily speak to someone.
Yeah. But I have a question, DM.
Mhm.
Doesn't Kit leave in an hour?
Yeah.
Should we let him play?
No, it's okay. Keep going. Whatever you guys want to do.
Poor Kit!
That's okay. It happens sometimes.
I tried. Theta tried.
They had
Just
2
even the pleasure.
hours. They had 2
Yeah.
hours, and you guys did nothing. So.
Yeah.
That's true.
Um,
All right, well, let's start. Let's at least explore a little and see what we can
Yes.
find. I mean, at
I'm
the
gonna
very
go up
least,
the
we've got
high
our
ground.
magic.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys go ahead and you venture up to the high ground, kind of going around the edge of this hill, kind of trudging up it as you get to the higher portion of it. The grass is a little taller here. It sways back and forth. As you get up, you really smell the breeze from up here. And from this maybe 20-foot tall hill, you look out into the distance, and you can see that the hills just go on forever. You don't see a single tree. But what you do see at the very edge, to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west, all directions, you see these small blips, something wandering in the distance.
Did you
All around us?
Yeah, all around you.
each cardinal point?
I mean, if we can see them from all the way over here, do you think they're giants? All the way over there?
Genevieve and you, both of you, roll perception checks for me.
15.
Oh no! I rolled a 2 plus 9, 11.
11. That's a man plus 9. Go perception.
I got that
Genevieve,
plus 9.
you think these
Yeah.
are probably the same kind of creatures you saw the last time you were in here, but it's kind of hard to make out from the distance they're at. They're quite a bit further away than last time. Whereas you, when you look out, you can make out the features of, it looks like a very large humanoid. It's not humanoid, it's giant, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a giant. But then you can see there are other smaller creatures that look, they're walking on 4 legs, whatever they are.
Yeah, definitely giants.
Why
I
don't
wonder why they're all out there.
You can also see kind of scattered about maybe 3 tower-like structures.
Oh.
From
Maybe-
this distance, they're probably miles away.
Maybe they're repelled by this portal. Or there's some force that keeps them away from the portal.
Well, they came quite close to it last time, or at least one of them did. Should we try to head towards one of them?
Well, I mean, I don't know. If we're trying to get home, should we try this portal again?
All of a sudden, as the two of you are talking, behind you, you hear a...
Turn around, look at it.
You turn around, and behind one of the hills, around the corner, is a horse.
Just a horse?
Mm-hmm. It's just grazing in the grass.
Like a
What?
wild horse?
What color? What color?
It's just a brown horse. It doesn't have any like saddle or reins on it or anything like that.
Hold on.
Ooh, it's a horse.
I wanna go over and pet it, but I wanna go nice and slow.
Here, I have crackers. Pull some crackers out of my pouch.
Okay.
And we're both gonna do the total approaching a strange animal thing.
Yes!
Yeah,
It's a fey horse. It's a fey
Yeah,
horse.
two of you, as you get a little bit closer, you notice that in the center of its forehead is a small horn that's broken off.
Stop.
Oh, you are shitting me right now, Genevieve. Are you shitting me right now? I've got to pet that unicorn.
But it looks like it's
How old is the wound? Look, is it like bleeding or is it like an old, like it's been broken a long time?
It's kind of hard to tell. You can roll a medicine or nature check if you'd like.
God, what does you know about nature? She grew up on an island. Let's see. Nature. Oh, I've got nature. 14.
14. Yeah, you don't really know much about unicorns. It's kind of
No,
hard to
I
say.
just meant, like when a deer, when an antler snapped, you can tell if it's like healed
I mean,
over.
based on what you know from like elk and deer that live on
Yeah.
Auberg, it's probably been broken off since it was a calf.
So it's
Or
like
not is that what you call baby horses? Calves?
full.
foals.
Foals. There you go.
We have
Since it was a foal.
nature. We got pluses to our nature.
So it's been broken off for a long time.
Okay. So it's not like a really recent.
No.
Can
Man.
I try to cast command through my mantle of majesty
Ooh.
Yeah.
on it? Okay, so my mantle of majesty again makes me take on a bit more Fey private presence.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna sing a little bit at it gently.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna go like full blown pop song on it. It's like, looking over, sunshine everywhere. That's girl. And don't you like my smile? Don't you like my style? No, you'd walk a mile for Jane. Pow pow, wappa pow, wappa pow pow. Approach.
And because we're in the Feywilds, is Genevieve just like glowing? Just sparkles all over.
Sure, yeah.
I was just thinking if magic is just like realer here.
Hang on just a second. I need to look something up.
But it still needs to be a saving throw as well. If that's the case.
At this moment, though, Yu's having like a deep memory of reading that aren't unicorns like wildly aggressive? Like, wait a second.
I don't know if they can be charmed either.
They're really strong magical creatures.
Yeah, I need
Yep.
to read some.
We're about to either die or coax a unicorn through a portal. Xavier, eat your heart out. We just land back in the Colchester house with a unicorn.
It'd be amazing.
I need both of you guys to roll charisma saving throws.
We're doing charisma. Oh no! Does it reflect back on us? Ah! Oh!
Okay, my charisma saving throw is quite good. So I've got 15 plus 9. That's 4. You? You got a 2?
Okay.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
You.
Yes.
All of a sudden, any emotions you had towards seeing a unicorn for the first time have just kind of dissipated. You feel just kind of unimpressed, normal. You're not really excited anymore. You just feel calm, kind of indifferent. You actually just kind of sit down in the grass and start playing with it a little bit. You know, your vision kind of trails off. You look at the sky. You lean back a little bit. You're just kind of feeling lazy. Genevieve, you kind of see this happen and you're wondering what the hell's going on. At the same time, the unicorn stops grazing and looks up at you.
Right.
Turns its head. It sees you and it bows its head.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 things. First up, I see her descend into the grass, which is totally out of character. I'm gonna try to do counter charm,
Okay.
which she's heard me perform recently, so she can do that to give her a advantage against being frightened or charmed.
Oh wait, I have. Oh.
So you're trying to
I have counter charm,
right to
but it would give a roll. I didn't realize. Yeah,
yeah.
too late.
It's not a
It's not-
charmed effect. I'll just tell you that.
All right, then I'm gonna look at and say, and just touch my forehead where its horn would be, and a tear is gonna roll down my face, looking at it, and I'll bow back.
Okay.
And then
as you
next-
do, yeah, go ahead.
And then I wanted to send a healing word out.
Aw.
Oh, a
That's-
healing word at the unicorn? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see
So
here.
that'd be 1d4 plus 4 for the unicorn, which would be 7. Send 7 healing at it.
It actually, yeah, okay. You send the. Wow, that's kind of cool. I did not expect that to happen. Yeah, you send the spell at it, and it seems to work. And as it does, you see the horn begin to regenerate. It grows back into a full peaked horn, and the coat of the brownish coat that this unicorn has begins to fade and become a nice bright white color. It even begins to sparkle and exude a little bit of light from it. Its mane now golden as it stamps its hooves and nods up and down. It begins to wander over to a small pool of water and reaches down, touching its horn against the pool of water. And then, in a shimmer of light, it disappears. You can see
I'm
that
gonna-
glow now coming from the surface of the pool of water.
I'm going to try to drag you up and bring her behind me so we can follow.
Yeah, you don't really care about anything right now. You're just kind of like, nothing really matters.
I am small and easy to drag.
Like, come on, there's something over here. Leave the grass. Let's go.
Krampus is all. Oh, Krampus is Faye. Is he real happy to be home?
Yeah, he's flying around, kind of cawing, looking around. Yeah, looks pretty happy.
So I'm going to plop you and myself beside the pool and do a full narcissist leaning over.
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah, you lean over the edge and you see your own reflections in the pool, kind of just, slowly drifting back and forth as you stare at each other's reflections, your own reflection, and then you see your own heads turn in the reflection. Now you see the back of your heads. You see a scene behind start to come into view. It's a dark cavern. You see Lindel hovering on her spiritual weapon, the clover leaf you've seen before. You see Xavier's there and Safkaen's there. In this kind of cavernous entrance, there's rocks everywhere, and you see at the very edge of the darkness there's a figure. A head moves into the light. 2 eyes. A round domed head with these piercing black eyes, and 4 tentacles that lift up out of the darkness, swaying as if they're underwater, and the glint of a breastplate. You see Xavier and Safkaen turn around towards you, looking through the water, yelling, but their voices can't be heard. You
Can I
try to make
to-
out the words that they're yelling at you, and all of a sudden, your own reflections turn and look back at you in fear, in distress. 2 arms reach up out of the pool, gripping the back of your heads and pulling you in. And immediately, the 2 of you wake up in your beds back in the
Both
mansion.
of us. But we're in separate rooms, right?
That's correct.
You're just gonna roll out of her bed, scramble across the floor, get out.
Okay, let's go back to the general chat. Okay.
Okay.
You!
I wonder if. I wonder if.
You!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm just gonna skid out into the hallway.
Sandwich.
You fall
trouble.
against the wall.
We have to find them. I'm going to cast Sending to Safkaen. Safkaen, where are you? We need to get to you. It seems like you're in trouble. How can we help?
Safkaen, you hear this voice in your head of Genevieve.
Huh? I thought I heard Genevieve. Genevieve, you hear that too?
Are those words? Do those words get sent back? Huh?
That's her response. That's what she gets.
Yep, that's the response.
You still got like 10 more words!
Yeah.
Huh?
I hear Genevieve.
I heard Genevieve's voice. Did you guys hear it? I was like,
Pick the wrong person.
Shit.
You forgot that you can reply to this message bit. That's what you do.
Okay.
He's gonna be like, did you hear that? Did you hear her voice? I thought I heard her.
What'd she say? What'd she say? Did she say anything back? What'd she say, Jim? Where are they?
She said, huh? What? Did you hear Genevieve's voice? This woman is a little bit slower than I thought. Damn it.
Where did it? I mean, I was kind of out of it when we were staring into that puddle. Where did it look like they were?
Wait, and I'm going to check my pocket to see if I still have any of that grass. Do I have any grass?
Oh, yeah.
You reach your hand in your pocket and you feel something and pull it out, and sure enough, the grass is in your pocket.
My hands smell like grass.
Yeah, you smell the faint, sweet smell of wherever you were still lingering.
Do you have any way to find your team? Anything you can connect with?
Oh, jeez.
They were in
If
a
I
cave.
think real hard about Safkaen. I do not. I can locate object. So.
Okay.
What object? I'm gonna think about the
the
goggles. Yes.
Present,
Yeah, I have those real present in my mind. I'm gonna try to locate the goggles. I have 1,000 feet. That's pretty far. We're in the Colchester.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Actually, it's across almost the whole map.
1,000 feet.
I don't know how far down we are.
There are a
No,
lot of octopi and
you don't.
cuttlefish.
And Krampus did not come back as a bunny with bat.
It
things.
doesn't ping. Its location does not ping, but a direction does. It leads in the direction of Landland's shop.
All right. Grab your stuff. Get your weapons. Wait, do you have weapons?
Did you see behind me?
I'm gonna run back into my room. I'm gonna grab my magic bean. Grab all my stuff.
Yep, you grab all your stuff and
Put
you
on my
and
jacket.
Genevieve
Yeah.
burst out of the mansion, ready to come to the rescue. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Lindel,
But 159 is
now floating on your spiritual weapon, you turn and you face Xavier and Safkaen, and the voice in your mind says, "Give them. Come with me."
Are you ready, Xavier?
Say it again. What did it say? Make them come with me? That's what it says?
No, leave them. Come with me.
Oh, okay.
Xavier, are you ready?
Yes. Execute Plan Alpha.
I'm gonna punch that weird octopus thing in the face.
All
Let's
right,
go.
since you guys are all facing one another, I need you to roll initiative.
Yay.
Plan Alpha. Punch things. Did you guys need a half hour to work that plan out?
Oh
We're
god.
working on the plan the whole time.
Uh-huh.
We've got a plan B, okay?
I go in 22.
I got a
Oh.
19.
22, okay.
Nice.
And 19 for Safkaen.
Mhm.
And Lindel,
16.
16.
Mm.
And this new enemy is going to be a 4. All right, so Xavier, you're first up. What would you like to do?
I am going to actually.
By the way, Genevieve and you, it's going to take you about 30 rounds to get to them.
oh,
I have a question, DM.
Sure.
Although I don't know if this gives the game away. Spell slots. Was I actually dreaming? Do I have the spell slots back?
No.
Oh, why did I dream? Yeah, baby, we weren't dreaming.
Any spells that you guys cast, actually, you would get a short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah. So the spells that you used, mark them off, but then give
Okay.
yourself a short rest. So if you have Arcane Recovery, you can use it.
them or
Alright.
us?
Us.
Okay.
Them. Wait, us.
I am going to throw a single Eldritch Blast at Lindel, and
Okay.
I'm going to try to knock her. I'm going to use the forceful push and knock her back away from the creature.
Mm-hmm.
So like position myself to where I'm like knocking like away from this thing, so that hopefully Safkaen can scoot in there and.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
I got a 22. Do I hit you, Lindel?
Yes, you do.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Woo! I rolled fairly low. It's
Yeah.
only 7.
7 points of damage, and I
6
need
Only 6.
6 points of damage. And then Lindel, will you roll me a dex check?
Dex check? Save
Pretty
or
good.
just regular check?
Just a normal dex check.
7!
You fall
Yay!
off.
Yay!
Fall off what?
She
The-
fell
the
off of
hub-
her spiritual
Or the
weapon,
Clover hoverboard.
Oh,
kinda-
okay.
hits the ground off to the side a little bit. So now you guys are forming kind of a triangle. So there's a clear shot to whatever it is at the edge of the darkness that's 60 feet away.
Go for it, Safkaen.
All right, so at this point, let's see here. Hang on just a second. I need to see what happens. Lindel, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, yes! 21.
You kind of, like Xavier's, like I described before, you're in a deep, dark well, and all you can see is the small opening up at the top where the real world is flying past your eyes. You reach out for it, but you cannot reach it, and you struggle, and then all of a sudden, you're jettisoned out of it, and you land on the gravel ground of this cavern, and your wits are back about you. You have control.
What on earth? Is it the start of my turn?
It is Safkaen's turn.
Okay. Safkaen is going to do her bonus action first. She's going to spend a key point to do Step of the Wind.
Okay.
And just hurtle her way towards this octopus thing. She's like,
All right, yeah. So you're going to use Step of the Wind to get to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Double.
Yeah, you easily get over there as you just kind of leap from stone to stone down this decline until you're right up against this thing, and you can see now that it's an armored figure with a high collar and a breastplate, and this like weird kind of purplish squid-like face with these little beady black eyes.
I'm gonna just sock him in the
Sock
face.
him. Sock him in the dome.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Ooh, 17 plus 8. Is it 8? Yeah.
Okay.
25.
17 plus 8. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Check. Okay. Ooh. For 8.
8. Okay. Let's see.
And
8 points
then-
of damage as you sock it right in the dome.
I'm
It
gonna
recoils.
I'm gonna spend another key point to change my smack in the face into a stunning strike.
Okay. Stunning strike.
Yeah.
You kind of gather the nature of this creature being kind of a humanoid form, and you think that you might have a pressure point. Go ahead and what do you do for that? I roll a save of some sort, right?
On save.
Con save? Okay. 10.
It fails.
All right, so all of a sudden it seizes up, and its tentacles stop moving as it just kind of stands there, unable to move.
Quick, somebody behead it.
What?
Nothing.
It is stunned.
It stays stunned until the end of my next turn.
All right, so
So-
next up is Lindel. You are prone. You can use half your movement to get up.
Yeah. How close is it?
It is only about maybe 10 feet away.
Okay.
Dimension doors out of here! Don't.
Yeah,
don't.
exactly. Do I try to fry the squid, or are we getting out of here?
We're getting out of here!
Okay, because my issue is that I can't take either of you in my dimension door because I'm a small creature, and you two are medium creatures. So you guys have to go with Xavier.
I can get us out. Hey, David.
Yeah.
Do I know how far down we are? Like under the ground?
You weren't aware though, were you, when you were going down?
How far you are underground? Kind of hard to say from the perspective that you were in while you were being controlled. But you guess that maybe you're 500 feet underground? Maybe?
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Xavier's going to say to Lindel, yes, let's run. Or dimension door, as it were.
You're gonna have to come to me because I can't move.
I'll get you.
Okay,
Meta.
so on my turn. Okay, so first things first. On my turn. Oh, I'm so torn. Oh, I'm so torn.
You can turn the light.
Attack it, I'ma punch you.
Well, my spiritual weapon's not doing anything at the moment, so the spiritual weapon's gonna make an attack roll because it's not.
Okay.
It's only good for attacking.
All right. And since it's stunned, I think it's either advantage or auto
advantage.
crit. I think it's advantage.
25 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. All right. As
Um,
you smack it with your spiritual weapon.
And then, mm, I'm just gonna do some quick math. 1 second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Nah, I can't get it in one go. That's okay. Yeah, and then I'll move to where Trevor is, or can I get Trevor to come to me?
Yeah, Trevor can come to you.
Trevor's a staff,
So I
no?
get-
No, he's back in snake form.
okay, so yeah, I'll get Trevor to come to me.
Mhm.
And then it's a bonus action to turn him back into a staff. That's okay. Then I'll use my Channel Divinity Cloak of Shadows. And as an action, I'll become invisible until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Yep.
The
So
end of my turn.
you see Lindel just vanish.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
All right.
Assuming
Next
here.
up is the Mind Flayer. It is stunned. It cannot do anything. But all of you hear in your minds the voice again. Wait for me to be free, and I will extract your brains.
Wait, did you say mind flayer?
Maybe. All right. Next up is Xavier.
Xavier is going to run to Safkaen, and we're gonna dimension door the hell out of here.
All
Yep.
right. You rush up and grab Safkaen, and the two of you
I'm gonna
through the dimension door.
straight up 500 feet.
Straight up 500 feet.
You hear Lalaman's roof.
I'll tell you what happens in just a second.
Oh no!
Featherfall! Featherfall!
Wait a minute.
Lindel.
So I'm going to bonus action Trevor back to staff, still invisible, and then and then I'll use my action to do the same thing. But can I, before I dimension door, can I make I'm like with my urchin background, like can I make a good guess as to how far down we are?
Yeah, I would say you figure that you're probably within range, like of a 500-foot spell to get back up to the surface.
Yeah. Is 500 foot like way overshooting, or 500 feet would be like, yeah, close
It's
enough?
par. It's par.
Okay, yeah. So she'll go max range 500 feet right up.
Okay. And also dimension door.
Dimension door as well, yes.
Okay, as you cast your dimension door and begin to back up, the Mind Flayer gets free of its stun, and it lunges forward, trying to
Still
grab
invisible.
you.
Still invisible.
It can feel where you are.
Biotics.
It knows where you are.
Yeah.
I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
No!
Lindel, you can do it! You can do it!
I'm not very smart.
Oh.
Have you yet?
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Reroll.
Oh my gosh.
Plus 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
You pass through the dimension door, but your mind is not your own.
Oh.
No!
You can hear the command as you pass through it. Stay in the water and drown. As you bamf underwater in the channel,
Oh.
Lindel can't swim.
you sit down at the bottom of the channel.
Oh.
Bubbles passing from your nose as you
Where-
breathe in, filling your lungs.
Oh.
Safkaen and Xavier, you also bamf into the water.
Do I
Okay.
see Lindel?
Can you see Lindel?
You're a water creature. Come on.
I don't need to
Roll a
breathe.
perception check with advantage.
And Xavier doesn't need to breathe. That's true. Xavier just sits down on the bottom too.
What am I rolling for again?
Perception.
Oh. 22.
Ooh.
2. You know what? I gave you wrong directions on this. You do see Lindel. Hang on just a second. Lindel, I need you to make a saving throw. What kind of saving throw? At the end of your turn, it'd be an intelligence saving throw. So go ahead and make one right now.
Another one?
Yeah.
12!
A 12. It didn't work.
Ah!
Okay, you are stunned. You are not charmed. You're stunned for 1 minute. So you are just laying at the bottom of the channel.
Oh!
Stunned, water is entering your lungs. You're stunned for 1 minute.
That was effective Charius, though, Thomas. That was really great.
And you do take damage from that too. Hang on a second. So you're not charmed. You're just stunned, but you do take damage.
Okay. Can't be that bad, right?
22 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
Holy crap.
Okay, we're fine.
And you're just laying down at the bottom of the channel, breathing water, slowly drowning. What's your Constitution bonus?
My Constitution modifier is +4.
+4. Oh, you can breathe underwater for 7 minutes. You're fine.
Yeah, but I can hold my breath for 7 minutes. But if I'm like breathing water,
yeah, that's true.
not that I
I'm
want
not
to
sure
die,
how to
but
play
like,
that.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to die. Safkaen, you do see Lindel. He's about 60 feet away from you, and he's just lying at the bottom of the water.
If I use a key point and use Step of the Wind, would that
Yeah, you can move 90 feet. You can swim over to him in a single round.
I will do that.
Okay, so let's just do a skill challenge for me, since you are also carrying Xavier at this point.
Wait, why?
yeah, let him float.
You clutched...
Made it work.
Xavier clutched Safkaen and went through the door.
Yeah.
Safkaen's the only one with a swim speed.
I can't swim? Why can't I swim?
Yep. Well, you have your normal movement speed, but it's halved underwater.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you want to go back up to the surface?
If it looks like Safkaen has got Lindel, then yes.
You're not sure.
Okay, then I'm gonna stay and see if I can help. So I'm just gonna let go and
Okay,
start.
you let go. So
Great.
Safkaen, you easily swim over to Lindel, who is not moving.
I'm just gonna grab her
Mhm.
and then just zoom up to the top.
All right, yeah, you pretty easily can swim up there. Just roll me an athletics check.
25.
25. You burst through the surface of the water. You don't do one of those because you can breathe underwater. So you just emerge from the surface, but Lindel is just floating there, limp.
Oh.
I'm gonna like hoist her over my shoulder and use my other arm to sort of flop up onto the.
Okay, you need to swim over to shore. So you make
Okay.
your way over to shore. We'll say it takes 3 rounds to get through all of that.
Okay.
Lindel, at this point, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
You stupid small creature! I'm not gonna let you die.
You stupid small creature.
she's not wrong.
How'd you do, Lindel?
18.
18, okay. So you'll take half of... Let's see. Wow, I rolled really well. You take 10 points of drowning damage. As you're slowly just drowning on the water in your lungs, paralyzed and unable to do anything for 7 more rounds.
Wow. But not
Safkaen,
drowning.
you get up to the edge of the docks, and Lindel's just not moving.
I'm gonna climb out with both of us.
Okay. Yeah, you're up on the dock. That's fine. You get up there.
Please let this work. I'm gonna put my hand on Lindel's mouth and nose, covering it with my hand, and then just try and shape the flowing river to just pull out
What are you
Very
kind of
nice.
Right.
Roll a medicine check for me with advantage.
That's cool.
17.
17. You easily pull the water out of Lindel's lungs, just pulling it out through the mouth, sending it in a
Ooh.
tube over the edge of the docks as you just pull the
Wow.
seawater from her lungs. But after the water comes out, Lindel is still not moving.
No.
Lindel, you're unable to breathe.
Huh?
I'm just gonna bend over and like, what's the word? Like,
Roll another medicine check for me as you try to do CPR.
recovery breaths. Is that what you call it, Thomas?
Sure. Yeah. Well, you try to do CPR, I guess. So go ahead and roll a medicine check for me. This one's at disadvantage.
11.
11. Unfortunately, Lindel's not breathing. Lindel, roll me another Constitution saving throw. We'll say it's been 5 rounds.
20.
Nice. So you take half. 15, half of 15, so 7. 7 points of drowning damage.
I'm still not
Okay.
bloodied. I'm doing okay. We're doing okay.
The water's out of your lungs, but you're not breathing.
Okay, I am going to.
I'm just gonna like scream like, Xavier!
Xavier's gonna rush over. He's gonna take out some of his alchemy equipment,
Mhm.
and he's gonna pull out the Gulthius apple, and he's
Okay.
gonna
Oh.
and start like grind it and just start shoving it down Lindel's.
Okay. Easy enough. Yeah, you push a little bit of the Gulthius apple. The red one or the white one?
The red one.
The red one. You push a little bit of that Gulthius apple down Lindel's mouth, and you wait for a moment. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen. Then all of a sudden, Lindel, you regain your breath. You're no longer paralyzed, and your HP is full.
What was it?
You're back to full HP.
Safkaen's just kind of gonna get up and sort of stumble away for a moment.
Xavier's gonna take what's left of the apple and put it in like a sealed jar, hoping that it wastes away to nothing now that he's used it.
But I couldn't move. I couldn't. It just my brain went blank, and then I couldn't move.
You were dying by
Safkaen's
drowning.
gonna, like, stride over, and you can see there are like tears like running down her cheeks, and she's just gonna like go up to Xavier and just hug him really fiercely, and just whisper, "Thank you," and then just turn to Lindel and just smack her across the face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
And then just like crush her into it like a hug.
He
No.
told you to run.
You see a couple of guards holding torches that rush over. What's wrong? Is everything okay? We heard someone scream.
No, everything is not okay. There were strange rats with brains bulging out of their skulls, and there was this creature with tentacles, and it tried to enslave our friend, and we dealt with the rats, but the creature is still down there. You might want to send guards.
They just look at you with blank stares. Roll a persuasion check.
It's the sad part. He's actually pretty persuasive.
You're completely honest.
Unless he rolls a 1, which he did.
Ah.
So he's just some crazy guy.
Right. Look, maybe you guys are drunk or something. Just don't lie to the guard. All right, just clean yourselves up and get out of here.
I wouldn't.
No funny business, people. All right, move along.
I would like to cast sending.
Uh-huh.
Can you ping on the map where we are?
Yeah, you guys are by building number 3.
Oh, like here.
By Hello
Okay.
Mind Flyer.
Yes. I would like to cast sending to
Cute! Oh!
to Jen because she knows how this kind of stuff works. Jen, I know you're tired, but please, we need your help. Where are we by?
Well, I would have seen the locate object come up from the ground,
Yeah.
right?
We're by
We're
the
out.
docks on the far side of Land's shop.
You
Please
see
hurry.
you see a boat in the harbor. You see the building you're in front of is just looks like a house that's for sale.
Uh-huh.
The building next to it is looks like a candle store that's called the Oily Wick. There's a sign hanging out in front of it.
By the Oily Wick and a ship docked in the water.
Roll a perception check for me, Lindel.
Please help.
Before you say please help, roll that check.
Sure. 9.
Okay, never mind. You don't see it.
Yep. Please
Second.
help. Come quick. There.
You just wait. Did you
All of a sudden, your detect object or locate objects
Right.
pings straight across in a straight direction down the harbor over in Silver District.
Right, like it just suddenly pings.
Yeah, just suddenly appears right over there.
But wait, in all that time, you're saying we didn't move anywhere?
It's about the same amount of time to get you guys through the dream sequence and out the door and let them get through theirs because you guys were asleep for a little while.
So-
Total time elapse is probably a couple hours.
So, are you okay? Did you kill the monster? You and I are coming.
Are you casting sending again, or are you
No,
just
I was
replying to my
responding.
message?
I was responding to yours. I get a free.
But you can't respond. She'd
But
have
I
to
can't
recast.
respond, so I'm just.
Yeah, so there's no reply. Genevieve, you're convinced they're all dead.
We should go save their bodies. Go.
Okay, go save their bodies. I have a new spell called Dance Macabre. We can make their corpses all rise up and be our new best friend.
Oh, that's fun. You guys will be in short undead expectation.
Really creepy. Don't ever do that to me. Let's go.
I never have to give up my friends. Okay.
Expectations of the dead.
I just want to point out that I'm aware that I'm leaving. Brian is, but Jen is caught up in the moment wanting to save these new friends that she's not going to clue in.
All right. You guys rush over to the edge of the dock, and it's about 200 feet across to the other side to get into Silver District. Otherwise, you have to go the long way.
Meanwhile, Safkaen's like checking Lindel, like lifting her arms up and like peering into her mouth.
I don't have dimension door, so I'll have to go the long way.
Me too.
Are you sure you're okay?
My brain feels weird. I have a headache. And where's Trevor? Oh my gosh. Are you okay?
No,
You punched that thing right in the face.
You're stupid. I don't like you. Don't die on me.
Are those tears?
Don't touch me.
I don't.
Are you crying?
I believe her emotions are to the contrary of what she is saying.
Come on, people, clear off. The guards start pushing you guys. Get out of here. Stop loitering on the docks. Too much to drink, little one. Get out of here.
Basically swallowed the whole ocean.
Great.
Little one. So you little one. Oh,
But, we did find some interesting things down there, like that citadel, and possibly a route to sub 2.
Yeah, what? I've never seen that before. That was strange and cool, but strange, but cool. And
I like how optimistic you are when we could have died, Xavier.
oh,
So
Safkaen, would you have missed me if I died?
We're running the long way. It's
Help
about
you
half.
out of the water and you're going to drown, and I won't save you.
it's a very long way because you have to go through Gold District, across the bridge too.
Well, maybe somebody should have designed a short way across.
Yeah, they probably should have, but they didn't, did they?
Yeah, these terrible designers of
No one
Spiralia
thought that
Liberty.
Uh-huh.
They got this council they're so proud of. Can't build a dang bridge.
All right. Eventually, you guys meet up. I'd say halfway would be right around the magic shop in Gold District.
Okay.
For both of you.
So we just all run in
Okay.
towards each other.
Yep, you all meet up right there. Actually, it'd probably be a little further. Hang on a second. Let's see. It'd be a little bit.
We all know to run to each other. Oh, no.
What happened? Are you okay?
Maybe near this boatyard thing, the fishery boatyard dealy right here.
This area. Okay.
Yeah, that
Meet
area
down
right
here.
there. Okay, yeah, you guys meet up down there, and yeah, it's dark. Maybe like 2 in the morning.
Oh,
It's my and then
we met a unicorn.
Your thing sounds much more interesting. Go for it. Yes.
Wait, what was happening? You were fighting something, weren't you?
We met a mind flayer down in the sewers.
A tentacly monster and rats with their brains exposed that talked to us.
Did you kill it?
We killed the rats. I stunned the mind flayer. I think it's not dead though.
It's
And then the
un-
devil drowned.
Well,
But we
so
managed
when
to-
I was trying to dimension door and leave and get out of there, it did some sort of weird thing, and it was in my head, and it told me not to move for a minute, and then I just couldn't move. I was in my head, and I could feel the water going into my lungs, but I couldn't breathe and I couldn't cough. And then Safkaen saved me, and it was really weird. She pulled the water right out of my lungs. It was really cool. But then I still couldn't breathe. And then Xavier gave me a piece of apple? Is that what that was? Apple?
It
Oh,
was the Golthius apple.
we know that
No.
apple, Xavier.
And Xavier just kind of
Apple
looks
that
down and
tastes
away
awesome.
like
Right?
he hid it quickly after he gave it to
Hmm.
Lindel. He bottled it and shoved it back in one of his bags.
You
Was
just ate
that
a
the
piece
apple
of
that-
Xavier's dad.
Yeah. Do we need to kill that? Do we need to tell someone about it?
About eating Xavier's dad? I don't think so.
No.
I
The
told
mind
guards-
flayer.
I told the guards about the creature. They seemed less
Maybe
than
let's not tell Xavier's mother that he ate.
My gosh.
It's certainly a danger. Wait, I ate a piece of your dad?
Well, maybe. We don't know that for sure.
That's why we gotta go talk to Xavier's mom.
So, Xavier, please write a note under that item that
Did it?
you
Worth of
used
it?
1/4 of it.
How do I do that? Customize?
This
Under the
is
customized app.
You can look at the description of
the worst island I've ever been to. But also,
What other islands have you been to besides Albo?
I've been to all sorts of islands that Seda can't list off the top of her head.
You've
But
been to
you-
Dominion,
I've been to Dominion.
I
and
will be
you've
right
been
back.
to Forge Fall. No,
I've
you've never been to Forge Fall. Sorry. Just
Oh.
Dominion. Dominion, Auberg, and now Liberty. That's it.
Plenty of islands that aren't here and full of dark creatures and portals. And we also saw hey, DM.
I don't believe you at all.
I don't know the D&D terminology because I always get it wrong.
Mhm.
But what I saw, would I describe it as a devil or a demon or a monster?
It was not a devil. It was not from the Nine Hells. It was not from Otherwhere.
So it's not a demon. It's a monster.
Well, Otherwhere is different than the Abyss. The abyss is where demons come from,
Okay.
and it is very much just a plane of terrible things, just awful, terrible things that are constantly warring and battling and killing each other and skinning each other alive and eating each other and things like that. Otherwhere is a little different because there are souls there. There's specters and undead things, and it's much more like a limbo type thing.
But I didn't recognize what we saw then.
No, what you saw you did not recognize. It was something definitely out of your scope.
Oh my god. We
Hey, Jen,
saw.
you said something about a unicorn?
Well, we may have traveled to the Feywild.
We definitely traveled to the Feywild. 100% confident.
Hmm.
This might be a better story for the morning. Sorry, so we're not going back to kill this. I thought that's what you do. You get rid of evil things. Isn't that your prerogative?
Not right now. I think we need to go rest and maybe we can go.
Yeah, we don't fight mind flayers in the middle of the night. We're not suicidal, is what we're trying to say.
Then, if that's the case, I know it's the middle of the night, cast Ascending to Dignitary Trustani to let him know that these guys don't want it. So I think I should tell someone who can deal with it. It sounds like a problem for the general populace.
Yeah, you can send a message if you'd like.
Alright, so casting Genevieve speaking. Some of Short Expectations found a mind flayer in the sewers. Not me. Come talk to us. This monster down below. Sorry it's so late.
In response, you hear, yes, Genevieve, thank you for the message. I'll catch up with you in the morning. If it's an emergency, come see me.
Nope, you got to come see.
No.
If
Alright,
it's an
so,
emergency, come see.
Alright, well, message delivered. He said he'd deal with it tomorrow, so shall we head home? We can tell you a bit about what we saw there.
Yeah,
Sure.
tell me about the Feywild.
Yeah,
That
let's
sounds
go.
so cool.
Can we recount
I
and
would
tell?
like all of you to roll a perception check. for me.
Perception check.
Oh, I'm the least perceptive wizard ever.
I got a 28.
That's 3.
Woo!
6.
And then
Hey.
whatever Kit gets.
He
We'll have
gets
to wait and
advantage
see.
on his perception, so he'll probably.
Probably see it. I'll say that he sees it, and Genevieve, you see it. As you are casting your sending to Trustani, and he responds, you stop for a moment looking down at your hand, and the ring around your finger begins to glow a dull red. And then it glows a brighter red. And then it envelops you in a red light. And then the red light grows until it's almost blinding, and a dome appears around you. The dome disappears.
What?
And the ring begins to recede a little bit, just kind of pulsing with red
We
light.
should go home.
Well, what's that?
I'm guessing I broke my pool.
Oh, where are we?
We're in Silver District.
Oh, let's go home. Let's go home. Hey, Ronan.
I'm gonna pilot Dad for right now.
Okay. Someone dimension door Genevieve home right now. We'll deal with the government. I'll arcane lock the front door.
Hey, you could do that, actually.
That's what it's
So the
for.
balance, no. We just reported a crime while committing one, so that's good, right?
How fast do I can't dimension door you? But if if you think it's absolutely necessary, you can jump on my back and I can polymorph into an owl and get us across.
That would be lovely. Let's go.
Oh, all right. There goes my last 4th level spell slot. Let's do it.
It's 2 a.m. You're gonna get to sleep.
Lindel, you turn into a giant owl, and
Ooh,
kind of
before I do, I would like to cast Pass Without Trace.
okay, pass without a trace, and then giant owl,
Yeah.
and you kind of like
Why not?
lean down with one wing to let Genevieve jump on. And Genevieve, you walk towards Lindel, and as you do, boom, your head hits an invisible wall.
What? Ow.
What?
All right. I guess.
Invisible
That's-
wall?
Wait, is she in a dome? Can we touch her?
You reach out to touch Genevieve, and you hit some force that keeps your hand from moving towards her.
Can I dispel it? Wait, do I have to spell? Can I counterspell it?
You
That's not the
cannot-
same as
Magic.
dispel.
Yeah, you can't counterspell it because it's not a spell.
I'm highlighting for you.
Oh,
Do you have
thank you.
Dispel Magic?
Wait,
you.
let me.
Oh.
What?
So there's an invisible wall, and I'm gonna bash my sword into it. It's an invisible wall. I'm highlighting for you, so yeah, I can do that.
Thanks, I appreciate it. However, I'm back now.
So Xavier,
Yes.
Genevieve's ring began to glow red and build brighter and brighter until it was almost a blinding red light, and a dome appeared around her and then immediately dissipated, and the red light shrank again and then just began to pulse. Red, red, red. And Lindel decided to turn into an owl and fly you guys across and get Genevieve back. But when Genevieve tried to approach, she hit an invisible force wall.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't have dispel
Can I-
magic.
Can I pick up the orb in my claws?
Yeah, the whole orb.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I would like to try.
No,
Okay, you reach your wings up around and grip the dome, finding the edges of this force wall, but try as you might, you cannot move it.
Ugh.
Now we just have to wait here till the cops come. Anybody else have a dispel magic?
Oh no, I
I
have
have
counter.
Dispel Magic.
Maybe instead of waiting, you should go get them again. Make us look like we're not doing anything wrong. Would be great.
Do we know where there's like a... Is there like a police box along here?
Right next to Landland Ann's shop is the closest guard station.
Where are we right now?
We're down here.
By
You're in
21.
21, the drowned yard where they
Oh.
fix ships.
Okay, I'll go up there and tell them.
Wait, so is
That
the ring
Genevieve's-
alerting the guards that you're not where you should be, or
Yeah, it's like house arrest. They've locked her in place.
Is it the
number
guard or is it the people in Libany Council?
but aren't we still in the same district? I'm confused.
you're
Yeah,
in
No.
Silver District.
Technically left.
just the 20 is where Silver District starts.
Yeah, we're just barely in Silver District.
But we're trying to get home, right?
Yeah, you can leave.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
not
not
going
allowed to
anywhere.
leave.
No, I mean, like, why were we going that way?
She's got to stay in Gold.
Yeah, you
Right.
and Genevieve went the long way around to meet you guys, and you met just on the edge of Silver District there.
Now, look, there's no hard, fast line. We can't tell these sorts of things, is what Yuu is saying as she approaches the guard box. How are we supposed to know where one district begins and another ends? This
Okay,
is
so-
discriminatory towards foreigners.
You make your way up towards number 11, the guardhouse.
As
You,
you're doing that,
Okay.
As you're doing that, I'm going to drop my owl form, and I'm going to just because why not use the spell slot? I'm going to cast Dispel Magic at 5th level.
Ooh, try it. Try it.
Okay, dispel magic at 5th level. Let's see.
You have illegally entrapped my good friend and colleague, Genevieve, with the last name I can't pronounce. He's just knocking on the guard door.
Elfie girl.
Elfie girl. She's very tall.
Very tall. Very tall.
All right,
sitting
I
down.
need you to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Ability check. You're a good spellcaster. You cast spells.
So it's above 5th level, so it's a pretty decent spell.
If the council cast it, then yeah, it's probably
18.
18.
With some bit of luck, little Lindel reaches out and dispels the force wall.
Ooh.
Run, man, run!
Dimension door, Xavier, can you dimension door her over to home?
The ring continues to pulse a dull red color.
Xavier, grab her and go.
But the force wall has been dispelled.
Xavier's gonna grab Genevieve, and we're gonna dimension door. Our house is right here on the corner, right?
You have one more?
23, right?
I have 2
Yeah,
spell slots,
23.
but I can cast anything I want with those spell slots.
Oh, I thought you only had one left.
Yeah, it's about 300 feet.
300 feet.
From where you're currently standing.
But I can go 500 feet with one, right?
Yeah. Dude.
Okay.
You could dimension door right inside the house.
Oh, let's do that then. Never here.
You've investigated that house enough that you can go anywhere.
Okay.
Is somebody gonna tell you? Because you're knocking on the door at the tower. You've been legally entrapped my best friend in the middle of the night.
We'll say that you has only made it to the base of the bridge by the time this happens.
Can't believe
Are you gonna? Should
what
we
I gotta
go
do
get you?
in the
What should
middle
we
of the
do?
night.
Okay, she's getting there. She's
Safkaen,
going.
Safkaen's just
I'm
like,
still waiting for
Safkaen, come on!
I'm sorry.
Come on, let's go tell you that we fixed
Slowly
it.
inching toward.
Come on, run, Safkaen! Use your step of the wind or whatever! Go
We still have a
quickly!
dimension doors. I'm not seeing anything.
Come on!
She's slowly getting there. Better hurry.
my night. This one.
Run!
I stop. I turn around. I can hear Lindel.
Oh, okay.
What?
Where am I supposed to go? I'm so confused. Help me.
You're stuck down there. You're just chilling by yourself.
She's looking at the water, talking
Fine,
to
on the
some
ground and be like,
fish.
Lindel just last spell of the night got rid of the force around Genevieve, but I had already been sent off to go get the guard. So Lindel was trying to stop me from telling the guard that Genevieve is broken her.
Roll.
Parole. Yeah. What?
We fixed it.
So, I literally have no magic left, but I dispelled the force wall, so don't tell the guards nothing!
That is awesome, Lindel. You just get better every day. This is
I've never cast a 5th level spell before.
so cool. And you did it to screw over the council.
Hey,
That
you two!
Yeah.
You two out on the bridge. What are you doing up here?
We're drunk.
Guard lifts his torch and begins to make his way over from the Chamber of Commerce.
Quick,
And,
scatter!
I think I might recognize one of you.
No, you don't.
You were in the Chamber of Commerce the other day.
Oh, the Chamber
Little
of
one.
That's
I do
right.
recognize you.
Who, me?
All right.
Right, filling out the deed for our very fine house.
What
That's
are you
right.
two doing over here this late? Shouldn't be out this late at night.
Had a
I
fine
fell in
drink.
the canal and drowned after having a fine drink.
Yes, and I just pulled her out, and we are headed home.
Well, the
As you
two of
can
you
see,
should
I am
be.
sopping wet.
Yeah, I see that. Huh.
Y'all should really build a bridge over here. This is inconvenient for your citizens.
I would like you to roll a persuasion check.
You mean if I
to make a bridge.
if I persuade him, will he build a bridge?
He might. He might put in a good word.
Am I helping?
You're not helping this situation, no.
Oh no. Okay, persuasion is a +2. So I got a 7.
A 7. Listen, I don't know what the hell you two are doing out here, but if you're residents of silver or gold, you need to be careful walking out here at night. This is kind of this bridge is kind of the border between the ruffians and the more civilized. So please make your way back.
Oh, all right. We'll go be civilized on the other side of the bridge.
I'd hate to find your corpses by the side of the dock slit in the morning.
Oh, I love corpses. You know, you can make them dance.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Listen, I know you're
nice
kind of
Come
weird,
on.
but don't do any kind of that weird necro
kinda
bullshit around me, okay?
Necro bullshit. I'm having that for that.
Special
Sure.
kind of magic.
I'm gonna put that on my poster.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Alright,
A small
I don't want to see the
expectation.
two of you out here again until morning.
Experts in necro bullshit. That's going on the poster.
Move along.
All right.
Safkaen's gonna like hurtle up after you guys.
Safkaen. He's got rid of the
So
guard.
Where are we jumping to, Xavier?
Good job.
Right in the entryway of the house where he kind of lets go of your hand and immediately reaches over and touches the vines again and gives them a little.
Aww.
Aw.
Nice. I'm going to join you.
Yeah,
in that.
the leaves on the vines are budding quite nicely. They're not still not fully grown yet, but they're maybe about half maturity. And they're starting to grow little fuzzy hairs on the edges of them, and they're starting to retain a little bit of a waxy coat as well.
Nice.
And you can
and-
hear the twinkling a little bit louder.
Unfortunately, here I'm going to have to probably leave you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys make your way back into the mansion, you all find your way off to bed, regaling the stories of what happened that night as you make your way off, and eventually you all find sleep, and you can all take a long rest.
Yay.
So wait, no one
Yeah.
comes like barging down the door or anything like that? They don't feel like, ah! Or anything?
In the middle of the night.
Maybe they think that like somebody official dispelled it because it's so high level. All right, let's go to sleep.
Or maybe Genevieve sent the message to the right person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well done, well
Hard
done.
to say.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys. That was really fun. That was a good one. Yeah, you narrowly escaped a fight with a very powerful being, and
Woo.
found
we don't
your
know
way
if-
into a little bit of trouble.
We'll
Flies underground.
tell
I
you
wanna
guys
hear
what
about
happened to us over
unicorns.
breakfast. Yeah, we'll
Yep.
tell you over breakfast next day.
Yeah, you learned a little bit more about what lies in the house, beneath it anyway, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see
Ooh.
what
Yeah, I
you
wanna
guys come up with next.
Okay.
Ooh. All right,
Bye,
so we'll pick up there next
guys.
time.
Bye,
Thanks, everybody.
Kit.
Have a good
Good
one,
night,
guys.
Jenny. Sleep well, Jenny.
Good night, Jen.
Uh,
All right, bye guys.
Bye, guys.
thanks.